Welcome to How to Drink Dungeons and Dragons. Tonight we are going to jump straight into the where we left our fight with a ancient Kaharavastran mummy. We are Anthony, who is Vorian the monk, Liz, who is Unadove the rogue, Ari Rubin, who is Trevor the fighter, Ari David is Alith the witch, and John, who plays Calric the Brute, although he is numeristically a monk. This is How to Drink Dungeons and Dragons. The rails here. And thank you, Hammer Spaceman. Where are we?
My boy.
Indeed. Our characters they began session one, not in a tavern, as you often meet, but actually chained to each other in a chain gang in a copper mine. They were immediately roped into an escape plan by senior chain gang members who had been there. They broke out. Everybody split their separate ways, the 30 or so folks who escaped, and they made their way to the nearest town, where they got involved in retrieving a artifact for a local noble who turned out later to be the guy who owned the mine that they escaped from. Things were hectic. On the way out of the town, they kind of got tricked into doing the captain of his guard's dirty work. He owed some money to a loan shark who he made them think not such a nice guy. Maybe he was working in the slave trade. So they went to rob him. It went south. They slit his throat. Actually, I shouldn't say they. I should say Aelith slit his throat purely on her shoulders. Had to get ran out of town while throwing coins behind them. Now, as the result of what it certainly is starting to look like the efforts of a wizard, find themselves in newly uncovered ruins of Kaharavastra, an ancient lost empire here of the Bedsai Veld. He recruited them into his mission to plumb the secrets of this, and we find ourselves in exactly that as we switch to the combat screen, because it's time for that. But I have done a thing. There we are. Cool. And this is, players, you may notice some updated animated fire that I added there around those pillars. I don't know if that's affecting your bandwidth, by the way. Yeah, we're playing on, not Forge, Foundry Virtual Tabletop. Vodka, thank you. But, so, just what they have learned from their compatriot here, whose name is always escapes me, but he does have a name. He does have a name. Where is he on my thing? Why can't I? Zedashaya. Zedashaya explained to them that, the Kaharavastrans, they had a two-tiered religion. The common people believed that becoming mummies, allowing the priesthood to mummify them, would prepare them for the afterlife and preserve them eternally. But in fact, the priesthood is not a priesthood at all. It is a cadre of wizards who are preparing slaves for the afterlife. Effectively, they would send a mummy into the afterlife and then call them back to their body and ask them what secrets they found out from beyond the grave. That's how they acquired their spell knowledge. And so they are now basically in the chamber where mummies would be tortured. And they are locked in quite lethal combat with ancient Kaharavastra mummy.
Am I not actually torturing a mummy right now?
Oh, yeah, talk about the crowns.
All right. Why don't you explain the crowns real quick, because I gotta make an adjustment to my light.
So yeah. You got it, bud. So there were these two crowns. One of them was on a mummy. One of them was on a table across from the room. The wizard and I were checking it out, and I put it on my head, and it kind of took me away from reality. And I'm locked in a psychic scanners-like duel with the mummy, where every round we make contesting wisdom saves, and if I win, I have control of the mummy, and I get to interrogate it, and it wants to die very badly.
Yeah, you don't actually control it. You just get to ask it a question that it can't say no to. Yeah,
it's a classic scanners situation.
It's a classic scanners.
Cronenbergian.
So, just to give the viewers at home and also the players to update the situation here, why don't we get a little of this going on? So what we have is, and I don't want anybody moving anything, so I'm going to lock this really quickly. We've got Calric is here, literally attacking the mummy who is here.
Fisticuffs.
This is... I think that's actually one of the skeletons. A group of skeletons emerged from under the tiles of the floor to attack them. And not Aelith, Unadov dispatched 3 of them in like a round and a half. It was brutal.
Like a badass.
It was very badass. Escaped out of the way. These swarms of insects are no joke. They have dropped Zedekiah, the guy whose entire plan this was. It has now exploded in his face. And he's currently making saving throws. The skeletons, not really a big deal. The swarms of insects, not great. They're difficult to cope with because they have a lot of resistances. Mm-hmm. And the mummy, of course, very fortunate for the players, is locked up, can't do much, until it passes a saving throw. You guys ready to pick up on this? Anybody else have anything else to offer?
It was all part of the plan, right? This was our plan, lock him up. Like, we totally planned this out.
I'm having a great time.
Calric, wasn't it you that was like, "Don't touch the crown"?
No, I was the one telling him to rip it off.
Okay, that's right. Take the crown off the mummy, the thing that controls the mummy.
I think
yes, I said don't take it off because the first thing the mummy said to me was, "Release me."
Right.
Yeah.
The mummy said, "Release me," and that's a bad thing for mummies to say.
It's true.
Now,
it's
again,
risky.
I didn't understand the history. I'm not an anthropologist.
What?
So, I didn't really know.
You didn't do your research?
But now that I'm interrogating the mummy, I'm getting the sense that maybe I'm not doing the nicest thing. But he has ancient knowledge, and that is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think Aelith cares about the feelings of mummies. I'm just guessing.
Not very much. Not particularly.
Yeah. Okay, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Guys. So, let me pop this out so I can see that easily. Zedekiah is up first at the top of this round. He has got to make a saving throw, and I think he made 1. I left a note for myself somewhere, but I'm not seeing it now, so...
Hey, Greg, quick question.
Go for
Is there
it.
a way you can angle the foundry so that the people can see the dice roll numbers? We get a number of requests that people want to see what we're rolling.
Yeah, the trick with that is that it is an unscalable... Can I, shrink it?
It's unscalable!
Well,
I'm pretty sure I can scale it. I can scale the facade.
Get it, Greg.
There you go. There's guys. Don't worry about that scimitar of life stealing. That was literally.
Well, you got the whole map up there. Ha ha!
Greg, get the gear.
I was logged in.
Get the gear that allows you to roll on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I want to do is I'm going to create another window. I guess that's just for the dice rolls. But I didn't think of that for tonight, so won't be hard to do.
Sorry, everyone.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. No. Next time I'll have that. Okay. So. Zedekiah must make a saving throw. Somebody's microphone is wide open. Yeah, not a big deal. Just letting you guys know. A 15 saves, so that's two good saves for Zerashaya. And we move on. In combat, that was it, whoever that was. This skeleton is dead. And okay, that's handy. Vorian, you are up. Vorian Razmi, the monk,
Here
the
I am.
mystic.
I don't think there's any skeletons left, right?
No, I don't think so.
I believe
Yeah.
where I last left myself, I was furiously just swatting at these these bugs. So
Bug killing.
yeah, I was trying to kill about like 10,000 insects with a stick,
Yeah.
as you do. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. All right, what do we got here? So here we go. Let's take my my quarterstaff and do a two-handed attack. Did that go through? And I believe I missed them.
Stand by. What's going on here? Why am I not able to... I don't understand. Hold on a second. I should be able to just mouse over that and see what's up, but I am stuck, which doesn't make any sense.
I cursed you.
Curses.
What the hell? Cool, cool. This is great.
Cool. Tight. Oh yeah.
I hate the technology. I hate this. It's too much tech. It's too much shit going on.
Too much stuff.
There's too much to do. There's too many things. There's too much stuff. Blah blah blah. Why
did we mention
can't I?
that Cowrick is Brendan Fraser, basically?
What?
No,
He's a
look,
giant,
read
meaty,
the
bald
chat.
guy with a
There's
mustache.
There's a house rule that it has incredible vulnerability to Brendan Fraser.
Oh, someone's
And
gonna play the part.
Do we
If
know
any-
who's playing
yeah.
our parts? Did
Roll
we ever
deception.
say? Do we do that in this game?
I mean,
You know, we never did
we
that.
described our characters, but no, I haven't cast.
Yeah,
I haven't cast Ayla.
I would have to think.
I mean,
about
Aelith is definitely the person from that show Glow.
that.
That's what Greg says, but actually, the inspiration for me was a character from this movie, Legionnaire. She was played by a Bond girl, Olga Kuryenko, I think. It's a cool
Got it.
movie starring what's his face, young Magneto, Michael Fassbender, and
Wait,
Okay.
that's the one with the.
he's
where
a
they're-
Roman, and he's fighting picked warriors, and there's this crazy picked lady. Oh, Ava Green.
Legionnaire.
Yeah, also Ava Green in like Penny Dreadful, but
So-
like
Yeah.
covered in more feathers. Yeah.
So, yeah, unfortunately,
Good call.
this is an armor class of 12. Now that I reload
Like
Foundry
it.
real quickly, and you missed with an 8.
All right. Well, I'm going to frantically swat at them, just because the bugs are here.
Yeah.
And let's see, where is that? I should probably move that there. My unarmed strike.
That hits.
All right, and so that does 8 bludgeoning damage, which is what, halved.
Just slapping flies.
Swatting flies.
Get him.
Do you get hit?
Yes, but it's half damage because they have resistance. So 4.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna yell, hey, someone else might be better equipped to like take these on, and they don't get an opportunity attack, do they?
No, that's actually something they do not get.
All right, so I'm gonna take my movement and it's 5. All right. So I'm going to go. Let's say, oops. I'll use my 40 feet to get over there. My intent being that I plan on stabilizing Zerashaya.
Zerashaya.
Zeddy.
That's my turn.
Oh man,
Foundry's with us.
I see that.
Nice.
Atropos, hello and thank you.
What's up?
Okay, that's your move, Vorian. We
That's
move to Aelith.
Oh, cool.
Contested
so,
intelligence test.
Arcana roll. We
You
established.
can use Arcana, correct?
Oh, this is
Yeah.
the fun part, guys. Suspense.
Beyond 20 is not behaving nicely to me. 1 second.
You know you can just double click on your icon, your character.
Yeah, but I liked using the other thing.
He doesn't like doing that, Greg. Lay off on
An
him.
actual flail might have.
Hmm.
Can't
Okay.
actually. Oh God, I can't actually. For whatever reason, I can't pull up my character sheet on that cursed beloved thing. Arcana.
I mean, I can roll it for you really quick.
Yeah, please do. It's a 1d20 plus 5, I believe. No, hold on. I'm plus 4 on Arcana.
You rolled an 4. You rolled an 11. The mummy is free.
Oh no. Oh no.
I didn't get to see it, but you rolled it private. I didn't know. We didn't even get to see it.
What do you mean? I rolled it private. It's not in the chat room.
Game
No, it says you
Master
privately-
privately rolled some
Yeah.
dice. I didn't
that's-
see shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not intend to privately roll dice. Hold on a
Are
second.
you calling out the DM, man?
So first off, I gotta fix that.
if
Wait a
I
second.
didn't fail, and if I didn't roll my dice,
Hey, help me,
Reroll.
Atropos. I don't know how to fix that. I don't intend to privately roll my dice. I apologize. Shoot. I literally don't know how. No, I mean it's not. He's right. It's private. I can see it in the
Twitch.
stream. Actually, it's private. He's not lying, Joe. Drop down at the bottom of the chat where you can set it to public. Oh yes, I see it. Thank you. It's like literally staring me in the face. Excellent UI that it failed me. I failed it. All right.
Oh,
Sorry
man,
about
that's
that.
pretty sweet.
Okay.
So,
So, I mean, those dice stand. I'm sorry.
well, now that I can see them, it's a different matter. But
Oh, I can just hit
before I was
reveal.
being
There they are.
being
Now you can see them.
swindled. I was being
There.
swindled.
I didn't realize I
before.
could right click on reveal. I can do that.
I'm fine now. Okay, it's free.
Okay. And that's your turn, I think.
If that's all I can do, then that's all I can do.
cool.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skeleton, be dead. Skeleton, be dead. Skeleton, be dead. Dead. I said that. Wait, I'm confused. Those are just dead. Yep. Okay. Next.
So, Greg, do we notice anything happen to the mummy? Like, since he's standing right in front of me, do I notice like a change in him?
Not really. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mummy. It doesn't have a whole lot of facial expressions. It's just like a dried up corpse with like no with just like eye sockets that are glassed over.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just doing a test. I'm just doing a test roll here.
That's fine.
Make sure my stuff works.
Um,
I still would have lost. Okay. It's
okay,
fine.
Vorin,
It's
you're
fine.
getting attacked by this
That's a bummer.
swarm
More
of
insects.
insects.
All right.
Shouldn't have put on that patchouli this morning.
I love patchouli.
I don't mind it in the in the right amount.
I like bourbon.
7. That probably misses, so you're safe.
Yes. All right.
The mummy goes.
Oh boy, is the mummy gonna try and take control of me?
No.
Awesome. He's gonna attack me.
Yeah.
Less awesome. I disagree with your decisions, DM. But whatever.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hmm.
I know.
I'm
I'm so-
always punchy.
Oh man.
Greg, it looks good. I really like these skulls over dead things.
Oh,
Nice.
you do? You like
addition.
that?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean everything looks cool. The fires.
Yeah, I like the
definitely
fire.
cool.
It's pretty sweet.
I also like how the dead things are now red in the initiative tracker. So
Yeah, that makes it
to
easier.
keep track of things.
Silence.
Is that
Mhm.
just like a GIF loop?
It is
I don't know.
it's a WebM thing.
It's a web'em. All right,
WebM.
got it.
Yeah,
WebM.
if I'm not mistaken, it's a
Web'em.
WebM. It's a WebM.
So web'ems.
Oh shit! I have no spell slots available. Shit! I thought I had spells. What? I don't have spell slots for that. How's that possible? That doesn't make any sense.
Who's up next?
I think
Oh, I see, I
Unidub
see.
comes up next, right?
Unidub
Doesn't
make
is after the mummy. Yeah, it
Yeah.
goes mummy, skeleton, Unidub, Calric.
Yeah.
Do we still have a skeleton alive?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, then they're just
Yeah,
not.
he's dead.
I mean,
They're just not marked yet.
They're just not marked
Gotcha.
yet on the initiative,
Okay.
I guess. Then
Okay.
it's the mummy, Unidub, Calric, and the swarm, and then Trevor.
Alright. I've got a plan.
Aelith,
And then me.
Yeah.
the minute, all of a sudden the mummy just like seems to like it turns its head, and it reaches up with its crackling dry hand. Okay.
Mhm.
And reaches over its head. And then from behind it,
Soundboard.
there's just this blinding beam of sun, like the sun, setting sun. Just like for a second, you're sure you see it silhouetted by a huge orange disk of sunlight, and I make an attack. Does a 16 hit your armor?
It does,
does.
indeed, good sir.
You take 12 points
Oh, man.
Oh, that almost knocks her out.
radiant
Feel
damage
that one real
as
fast.
that sun becomes a
She's
blinding,
hurting
agonizing
bad.
dagger of golden doom, and it just rips through you.
She hisses in pain. It's not a shriek, but you definitely hear her. I can't do Greg noises, but it's
Mm, yeah.
Greg,
Not
do you want to
happy.
give it a shot?
I can shriek for
More
you.
Oh
Wait, it was a hiss? You said a hiss?
Yeah.
One of
Yeah, it
those-
was more
no.
like that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
That's good. That was pretty good.
yeah. You guys ever seen, like, I don't want to get too far off topic, but you know that, like, the lion sounds in The Lion King were just done by Frank Welker? You ever seen footage of that?
Yeah, Frank Welker
No,
did like
really?
half the animal voices in
It's
animation.
insane. It's just in a one man with a microphone,
And Megatron.
lion coming out of his mouth. Just an actual, just like snarling lion.
That's scary.
He did like every animal noise ever.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
wild.
Okay, that's the mummy's turn. That's all it can actually do. Skeleton is
That
this one's
hurt.
dead.
We don't have healer.
Unidub is up.
Alright, Unidove is going to run up to one of these skeletons. I assume they have the same kind of creepy finger dagger things that the other ones had in the other room.
They did not. They had an assortment of obsidian and bronze short daggers and swords. Just like nothing particularly specific.
Okay, then I go up to the pile of skeletons and I pull out one of the obsidian daggers and
Mhm.
I'm gonna throw it at the mummy.
Okay.
So, roll for the dagger. And I rolled an 11.
That hits.
Alright, 8 damage. And I
The
use-
stone-chipped dagger just like rips into the mummy's wraps and just like dust and little bits of mummy pieces fall out.
Alright.
Okay.
I run back into the hallway.
It was like a hit and run.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I think that's brilliant. Do you run or do you like do a walkover backwards? You dramatically tumble back.
Just for the fun of it.
This
Just
is-
What is
because
she,
you can.
Catwoman in Batman Returns?
Just because you
I think
can.
that's the character a little bit. Yeah.
Just an unnecessary backflip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be
Just
ridiculous.
Calric.
Okay.
Calric, you're up.
All right, so Calric's going to take his short sword and just after he saw the mummy cast that spell, he's going to charge into it and just try to plunge his short sword through the neck of this mummy for 12 to hit,
That hits.
9 damage.
You guys are lucky this mummy has terrible armor.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use my flurry of blows to do an unarmed strike. So from there, he's going to bring his knee up and just smash it right into the midsection of this mummy. 18 to hit, so that's an additional 6 damage.
Okay.
And then he's just going to bring his elbow down right on the back of the neck. 13, 8 damage. As this thing's like bent over his knees, he's going to bring his elbow down and smash it right into the back of him.
Yeah. So you come in with the dagger, you rip out a bunch of like mummy dust and dried, salty, like organ pieces, and then smash its leg, crush its in the back of the head, and just like the mummy just like coughs out its own dust.
Get it.
Okay. All right.
And that is my turn.
That would be your turn for sure. Let's move it along to the swarm of insects. My favorite character, the deadly swarm of insects.
VIP.
They move to Alith, and attack because that's who's closest.
Sure. Kick her while she's down. No, that's
It's a
want
swarm
it
of
to be a
insects,
miss.
man. It's not being picky.
I want it to miss.
Does an 8 hit you?
No, blissfully an 8 does not hit me.
Yep. Well, there you go. Skeleton. This one is also dead. And now Trevor goes.
Bring it. Okay, I am going to rush on this dude right here.
Yes.
Our main mummy.
Our main man, the mummy.
Our main man, mummy, my man. Two-handed, just running, screaming. Joy!
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then oh no. Okay, here it is. And action. Long sword. Oh, God.
You guys are rolling so lucky. An 11 hits.
Wait, did I roll?
You did roll,
I
and
don't
I'm
think
taking
I
your
was
first
that
one.
Lucky.
An 11 hits, just barely. That's
I'll take
just
it.
enough. Yes. Two-handed damage, 11.
Hell yeah. Did I murder it? Did
You
I
didn't.
murder it dead again, Greg?
No, man.
I was gonna say, don't steal my kill, man. Coming in for the glory and stuff.
Okay. All right. But Trevor, where are you? You should be here.
Yes. I was there. Oh,
Yeah.
I did it from all the way back there.
You just did it from far away.
Just
it was
through
amazing.
the sword.
Yeah. Zerashaya has to make what might be his final savings throw. Let's see if he passes.
Come on, Zeddy.
He fails, so he's now 2 wins and 1 fail.
Oh, he is just the worst wizard.
It's a dice roll. It's a coin flip, you know. It's a 50-50
He's
shot.
just bad.
He is bad. I'm a much better magic person than he is.
Agreed, Aelith.
Thank you.
No skeleton. Vorian.
All right.
All out of character.
I see Zeroshai start to take a turn for the worse, and so I step out of the swarm and I stabilize him, or try to. Does that require some kind of check?
It probably
Yes,
does. It's a
You're
medicine
trying to-
check.
Yeah.
It's a what check?
Medicine check.
All right.
And it's a DC 12.
Did that happen? What did I roll? I rolled
You rolled an 18.
18. All right.
So that's it. He's now stable.
Okay.
Cool.
And so I turn around and with my bonus action, and I swat again at the insect behind me.
Yeah, man. That's a good
Alright.
use for a bonus action.
I miss them.
Oh no.
Our audience
you
is
did.
thirsty.
Thirsty? Thirsty for...
For Zarashaya, man.
Oh, yeah.
Feeling him.
I don't know.
They are-
It was
they
decided
are
that
digging
Zetashaya was really hot. I don't know where that came from, but whatever.
I don't remember you saying that, Greg.
No, you said he was very well, like, attired, and, like, he had,
Yeah.
like, a well-oiled beard, and, like, he was...
Clean shaven.
Oh, well then, fine.
Aelith is up though.
Am I?
You are.
Okay. Swarms. Do I provoke an attack?
I don't recall saying that, Joe.
What?
No, swarms do not provoke.
Wow. No, I'm pretty sure that came out of your mouth last session.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not. Okay. So, do I provoke attack of opportunities with the swarm if I move away?
No, they do not do attacks of opportunity because they are insects.
Excellent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eldritch Blast. The swarm. Come on. It was working. I got it work.
You don't roll 20?
Yeah, I had beyond 20.
Beyond 20.
There we go. There we go. Does a 10 hit?
It doesn't.
Oh, man.
Damn. Then that's a
Nuts
miss.
away from him. Wait. You're still wearing the crown.
Oh, yeah.
Ask some questions.
Take
No,
that
I
roll.
lost.
No, you have to make that intelligence check now.
Instead of attacking?
No, as the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. Thankfully, that means I'm not covered in bugs. And won't instantly die.
You
That's
win.
a 14. Aha! Mummy is frozen again. I shoot an Eldritch Blast, and all of a sudden it locks up. Her
Yep.
eyes roll back into her skull.
The mummy is gripped and frozen and just like shaking. What do you wish to know?
Players, rejog my memory. What was the last thing I asked it?
I think
I
last time
believe it
you
was
were...
the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow.
No, that was your suggestion.
I think the thing that
I asked it for secret knowledge. I remember, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Hold on,
and
I
it
gotta find
denied
that.
you.
I think you were talking... You were
Tell me,
asking
it was tell me your greatest secret. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
you got denied on that, but I think that look, these things were bred to or created to answer only one question. What did you see on the other side? Maybe that's the...
Oh, well, oh yes, I did that, and then I had a horrible vision.
The two questions you got answered so far, the results were that one, you saw a vision of his life when he was a man, because you asked a question, he was like, that's the answer. And then the other question you got asked, was about what lies beyond, and you saw basically a bird's eye view, a tour of the cosmology.
Right, and it involves basically there was an entity that was the cosmos, and then beyond it there is a nothingness that is filled with hate and wants to destroy us. So on the boundaries of our whatever our multiverses, whatever this material plane is, we have a very, very bad entity, which may or may not be my patron. I'm not sure.
I think that I'm gonna. It was very hallucinogenic, but I'm going to paraphrase for you because I want you to have some.
Hunger.
The first place you went was to a
The
glass
hunger.
castle
Audience.
that was above the world, and in that room you stood on a glass floor and saw the world and stars beneath you. And somewhere in that room was a figure shrouded in red robes, and you quickly moved beyond that to a place of fire, into a dimension of infinite fire, and you felt nothing there but hunger and hatred and jealousy. And then beyond that, you found the void. You found the emptiness and the nothingness.
Yes. That's where my master is. No, but there was also that being, that red-robed being. I believe you described their face as like a constellations, as a space.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't making that part up.
Nope, that sounds right. I didn't know that I described it, but that does sound accurate, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Then I asked the mummy to show me more. Show me more of what lies beyond. I
Mummy
find that
is still around. More of what lies?
I ask to show me my master, show me the elder, that which endures.
Oh
What's the answer to
man.
that question?
Your call.
Um,
Why am I saucy? Oh, I will take it, Event Horizon, Joe the Knave. I will.
I gotta think about how I want to answer that one, because this is real
Oh
freeform
God,
shit.
I locked up combat.
No. Just gotta think about it for a second. I just don't think it would. Yeah. It's gonna
Get to it.
Just let it out.
So you feel that same progression, but much faster this time. You slide through the glass house and then into the infinite fire, and then the marble of darkness at the center of the fire that you fall into, that becomes you, that encompasses everything, and then further and further and further into that place you go, and you experience the presence of the mummy enveloping you, and you know that you have asked it a question that it does not know the answer to, and you experience this as blinding agony, and take
Oh, cool. Yeah, just kill me.
5 points of psychic
Yep.
damage.
I drop.
Okay.
Oh man.
If
I'm
we
exactly
were
at 0.
Curiosity, man.
Oh well, I had a good planned level 3 for her, but that's the way the dice goes.
Sorry. Why can't I pan all of a sudden? That's weird. Do I have to... There we go. My mouse wasn't working well. Everybody else just sees Aelith shriek in agony and start... Like, white foam starts pouring out of her mouth, and she collapses to the ground and just starts shuddering.
Now, I believe because I dropped exactly to 0 and not past 0 that I am stable, and I
Yeah.
do not need to make
That is correct.
saves.
That's
Mhm.
correct. You are stable.
Excellent. So I'm just lying there.
Oh man.
The swarm... wait, which swarm is it?
who's gonna clean that up?
I ain't touching
All
it.
right, Vorian, you are being attacked by these insects. They nail you with a 20.
That's not natural.
It's not, no. They do 12 damage.
Jeez.
Oh man.
The swarms are no joke. That's why they dropped, like... It's bad. It's very bad that your wizard dropped. Like, he was
Yeah.
he was going to be helpful, guys. I'm really sorry that that's what happened.
I'm doing quite poorly.
Oh man, everybody's going down in this fight?
Okay. The mummy goes. It has nothing it can do except try to escape. Oh, I guess since you're down, actually, it has escaped. Alright. Then what can it do? It is going to use its dreadful glare on Calric.
Alright. What do you need from me?
You need a DC 11 Wisdom save.
Wisdom save? Oh, I'm good at that. 13, baby.
I guess you are sufficient.
Nice.
Is
Who you looking at? Pop.
that really how that works? I gotta look that up, actually, because there's like a bunch of broken links in what I have here in my character thing. Oops. Give me a second. I just want to confirm that that's correct, because that's like... That's his big deal, so...
Yeah, it's weird.
It's level 2, yeah, but like when you're building encounters, there's grades, so it's like in the deadly for level 2.
The mummy targets one... Who's asking him... What's level 2?
The players were joshing because they were joshing. They were joking because a lot of us are dying that this is maybe a hard encounter.
Oh, it is a hard encounter. It's not a... It's an encounter with a mummy that you guys shouldn't be involved in. But yes. Alright, yeah, that is actually how that works. It will... Yeah.
I think that's how it works, right? It tries to lock eyes with me.
Yeah. Okay, that's its first action. Its second action is, because it can do that plus. Again... And you feel the sun rise behind it. It hits with an 18.
You attacking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
And it does 21 damage.
What?
Oh,
What?
Billy!
Oh, that drops me.
No!
What? Why
Just
am I
an
successful?
enormous,
There we go.
impossible just
no.
beam of sun that at first is warm and inviting and then
Oh.
feels like a hot knife ripping out your insides and then unconsciousness.
Yeah, Calric just drops.
Yeah, this could go very poorly.
I'm gonna put a thing on me.
Unadov is up.
Alright, Una doesn't know any of this has happened because she's hiding in the hallway.
That's true. You can hear things, though. It doesn't sound like nothing's going on. You hear all of the groaning and the dying and the screaming and the fighting.
Alright, so Una runs in and looks around at... Are any of my companions on the ground near me?
Aelith is right here behind you.
Alright.
Unconscious, though. Needs to be
Alright.
said.
Calric
Completely
is
unconscious.
Okay.
Unconscious.
Unconscious, but I don't see that she's bleeding or anything.
No, it looks like I got knocked out.
Okay. So I'm going to take a look at the mummy. How's the mummy looking?
The mummy is kind of falling apart. It's standing in a pile of its wraps, and there's like all kinds of holes in it. Your knife is still sticking through it that you threw. It's just like it's got a bunch of like dust and like mummy flakes on the ground underneath it.
Mummy flakes.
Like of a
Okay.
flaking,
Mummy
peeling
flakes.
Sounds
mummy
like a
skin.
breakfast cereal.
Yeah, delicious mummy flakes.
Dude, Count Chocula people. Mummy flakes.
Mom, can I have more mummy flakes?
Wait, wasn't there like a
Dermatologists
couch on
agree.
the mummy? What was the mummy one? Because
There might have been a mummy one. Let's
Frankenberry,
keep it on the
no.
table. Keep it on the table. I think there was a
Frankenberry,
mummy
yeah.
one, but
Not
let's keep it to the
Frankenberry.
game here, guys.
Oh,
What's the plan,
Yummy mummy.
Unidove?
Right? There was a mummy one.
Yeah,
Yummy mummy?
Yummy mummy was like free.
Yummy mummy?
It's not
Huh.
a good name.
No, that
Sounds
sounds
not
terrible.
a good
sounds real
name.
Sounds
bad.
terrible.
You are
mommy.
Unidove
Sounds
is 30
like a
feet
porno.
from the mummy currently.
Hmm?
You are
All right,
30
so,
feet from the mummy.
Unidove is going to grab another one of the obsidian daggers off of one of, I guess, the others.
That's fine. Yeah,
pile
you can
skeletons, yep.
grab a thing to throw.
Yep, and I'm going to chuck it. So. Attack.
I don't know where you're clicking. That's not. What are you? Oh, that's Anthony. I'm sorry. I was like,
I'm measuring things.
yeah,
All right, 14
that does hit.
for 10 damage.
Okay. Just like a chunk of mummy shoulder, you shatter its what would be left of its desiccated collarbone. There's a huge dagger jamming out of its chest now. That's
All right, but it's still standing.
yeah, growling in its mummy.
All right, back into the hallway.
Okay, fair enough. You do you. Calric, make your save.
Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Do it.
Oh wait, now that's when I realized I gotta actually type it in.
You can just double click on your character sheet and hit your wisdom stat and then hit save.
No,
Ability check, saving throw.
no, this is a straight up 1d20.
Yes, but it's still a. You just do. Okay.
13. What do you mean? Wisdom
So,
save.
if I double click you and I hit your constitution rather, and I hit saving throw, I can hit normal, and it's right. Now your saving throw should work.
No, it's just a straight d20. No, no
Oh.
pluses.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you
So it's
saved.
13. All right, that's
First
one.
save.
One in the books, baby.
This swarm of insects is. They have a really slow movement, right? I think. Yeah, 20. Goes there. That's its turn. Trevor.
Man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to continue
To try to finish the mummy.
to
Good.
try to just decapitate the mummy.
Yeah. If you could do that, I think that everybody else would really appreciate this.
Pull the string, if you will. Pull the string! Pull the string! See, okay.
You hit.
Did
Wait. Don't look. Did you do that one or two-handed?
I was going to do two-handed, but
It's fine.
I was gonna say it'd be weird if you did it one.
yeah. I'm a pretty two-handed dude.
So, do you get another attack?
I'm not sure why I would. Am I
Not yet.
flanked?
No. We don't get multi attack until later.
Actually, wait. No, it would be.
Huh.
You connect and chew a chunk out of the mummy's arm. As a matter of fact, its left arm is now completely detached and just held on by wraps and just like limp at its side. And the mummy looks extremely fucking pissed off.
Okay.
Sorry. Zarashai is stable. Forian.
All right. So the mummy looks. The mummy's taken something of a beating. Yeah.
It looks barely like a mummy at this point.
Okay. So I'm going to. I see this is not going especially well for us.
So I'm going to leave.
Well,
Peace out, guys.
I don't see. I may not get out of here alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get within range to use these darts I picked up. There we go. That's there we go. So that's 35 feet of movement. Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, that was 35. All right. So I'm going to throw a dart at the mummy.
Okay.
That's within 20 feet.
Yep, go for it.
Did I just make that roll? Or did I think I have to do this a different way? Alright.
A 9 misses.
Oh man.
All right. So I'm going to use my remaining movement to maybe not be, I guess, some kind of cover.
Yeah. This casket would provide cover.
Just jump inside,
I
you'll be
can't,
fine.
I can't get over there. Maybe this pillar with fire will provide
Yeah,
some cover.
certainly provide some cover.
All right. Anyway, the mummy's got more pressing concerns than me.
Okay, Aelith is stable. This swarm of insects follows Orion to no avail. The mummy is going to lock eyes with Trevor. Trevor, you have to make a what do you call it? I should look this up. It's a save.
Constitution?
No, I don't think it's Constitution. Wait, I think it's Wisdom. I don't know why
Wisdom.
I'm drawing a
You're
blank
doing
on this.
The glare
Dread
again?
Stare, yeah.
Yeah.
Make a Wisdom save.
All right. Wisdom.
DC 11.
Away.
Did it roll?
I don't know. I'm
No.
on the wrong panel. No. You've passed. No, you passed.
Yeah.
Stop. You
Yeah,
passed.
good.
I can't hear it. I'm working off 2 computers.
Oh, I see. So you passed. And you succeedingly saved. I think that's... Just do that. Yeah, that's probably better than its alternative.
Did I win?
No.
Did I win Dungeons and Dragons? Did it happen?
No.
Oh.
Yep, you did, Ari. Show over. We can all
All
go to bed
right. Thank
The
you,
mummy
everyone.
just like draws its hand back like this, pointing at you with its finger, and says "Karsala!" From its hand erupts a gout of fire, blinding white fire. You must make a DC 11 dexterity save.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, dear. A dexterity. Oh, shit. Where the hell is this?
I can make it for you if you would prefer.
Is the guy from VTT listening right now?
That's
is he
a
watching?
trap. Don't let him roll for you.
So listen, Ari. Double
What do I
click.
need to roll?
Just double click on your dude. Just double click on it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, click on the word dexterity on attributes. Click saving throw.
Oh, shit!
All your stuff works that way.
Click on dexterity.
The word dexterity, not the picture of the number or whatever.
Oh, man.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Don't see dexterity. There it is.
What?
Saving throw or ability check?
A saving throw. DC 11.
Saving throw? Oh, I'd have to, like, put it all in? Formula and everything?
No, it should just go. What?
No, she just click.
Here, look. You double click. You do dexterity. You do saving throw. Then hit normal. Just hit normal. Then it'll show up in the chat, and then you trigger it. It's the worst way to do it, but it's a way. It's how I'm doing it because I have so many different things I have to manage. You see, you succeed.
16!
You succeed, and as a result, this gout of white-hot flame just fizzles around you.
Yeah. I don't got that gout.
You,
Wait,
Unidov.
so I can... You're saying... Hold on. Wait a minute. Hee-haw. Whoa.
Yeah.
I can roll by just double-clicking my guy.
Yeah, bring up all your actions. Everything's in there.
Shit.
Yeah. It's your whole character sheet. Everything is in Foundry. It's all in there. Okay.
Welcome, man.
It's
You're gonna
not
enjoy
you, Atropos. It's not you. It does have a bit of a. There's just a lot. I don't know. You need a. It's an impossible situation for that. Anyway. All right. There's a lot to fit into this UI, man, and I think that this is working great. So, okay. And there's like 18 different ways to skin every cat. That's just the way I've been doing things. So, okay, Unadov is up.
All right, Unadov runs back in, sees that the mummy's looking pretty bad.
Very
Come
bad.
on, Unadov, critical hit. Let's do
All
it.
right,
Get this done.
one more skeleton. That means one more dagger, I hope.
Yes, you find a bronze dagger there.
And
It's like a kukri
22.
to hit. That's great.
6 damage.
Oh my god. Unadov, describe this because this is epic. You've killed it. We have to describe it.
Do
You come tumbling in. You snatch a kukri from this corpse and fling it. I'll just do it for you. You fling this
I can't do the
kukri.
sound effect.
Goes swinging across the room, catches it right in the neck, lops its head off clean. The corpse just drops into dust. The crown tumbles across the floor. Instantly, these swarms of insects scatter back into just being normal insects. They just return to whatever unmagically motivated insects would do. And that is it. That is the combat.
Oh, man.
You guys can stabilize anybody who needs to be stabilized. Thankfully, nobody died.
I will go and stabilize Calric.
Yep.
Much appreciated.
I'm next to Aelith. I'm going to take the crown off her head.
Yep. Wise move.
Aww. Shucks.
Just
So-
put it back on later.
If we don't have the ability to heal, and these people are unconscious,
You
how
have
do
to
they
wait.
get?
It's a long rest.
We have to short or long rest. If you short rest, I can spend hit dice to
Okay.
heal, and then if we do a long rest, I fully heal. And I believe we level up if we long rest.
That's
Just
true.
saying.
You guys just make camp
saying.
here in this
Hashtag
hellscape.
just.
I'm already camped here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we are taking a long rest.
This is our room
I
now.
have a hit point left, so I'm going to recommend that we take our unconscious friends and we move them to like a central location where they can be better guarded, and that we basically camp out here until we're feeling a little better.
Well, there is only one way into this room.
Yeah.
Sure. As far as remember the skeletons did push up the tiles and crawl up through the floor.
It's true. It's true.
Well, do you
Not that
want to try and haul them out of here?
I was gonna say you got a lot of bodies to carry.
There's one each.
And I'll be up automatically. Anyone who's unconscious or stabilized, if we don't take a rest, will be up with 1 hit point in 1d4 hours. I'm not that cool. Hammer Spaceman is feeding me rules.
That
I just want to be real clear.
was great, guys. You guys really fucking did it, man.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
crazy. That was really good.
Brutal. I mean, I just
That
want
was
to pause for a moment to say how badly that that encounter went. How close that was to packing it in for most
Yeah.
of you. Unadov would have been fine. She was going to piece out of there, I think, if one more person went down.
Wasn't that the way our last fight went too?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty like our fight when we got jumped by the guy who
The
duped us.
guardsman. Yeah. The captain.
We all almost died there too.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's, it was a
It's
bad fight
like
for you guys.
an encounter balance.
I was gonna say I had 2 failures on my death saves that last fight.
Yeah.
Greg's, is there any loot in the room besides the
Yeah. Give me a
besides
second.
the
I'm going to tell you guys a few things here.
crowns, which I think I'm going to take.
So, you each acquire. Are you guys ready for this? Each player. Trying to figure out. Wait, where is it? It should be right there. This is XP.
Abercrombie wizard.
You guys are going to probably be staggered by this.
Stagger me.
650 experience points apiece.
Whoa!
Manage experience.
We're almost halfway to level 4 already. Holy cannoli.
It's a big
So
one.
what does that put you guys at as far as XP
We should
goes?
be at 1624 right now.
And so, I will tell you that in searching the rest of this place, it's what you find. You found a bunch of salt, you found that jug of oil, you found the robes of the priesthood, which were once fine robes, some probably 1,500 years ago, but they are now basically destroyed. If I recall, you guys found the 4 or 5 daggers that were actually made of steel. Is that correct?
With the bones?
Yeah, with the bones.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also Aelith took some of the nicer looking tattered robes.
There are the 2 crowns, and when you investigate, you find out that the reason Calric had such an enormous, hard time removing the crown from the mummy, it was a DC 20 strength check, is because I mentioned that there were bronze rondelles around it. Those are nails that the crown is designed to drive into the skull of the mummy to prevent the mummy from removing the crown for that exact reason. And so you find those 2 crowns, and whether or not you like their magic effects, they are valuable. They're made of gold. And you find a combined total of 1,378 coppers scattered about, mostly in the 4 chambers, 1,567 silver, and 87 gold. All of this is Kaharavastran coinage. So it is, the coppers are square and the silvers are hexagonal. The golds are circles, but the circles, they're gold coins with a lip of actually lead, like solder, set around them, just like, so they're not quite electrum, but they are a multi-metal coin.
Where's this being kept track? Is this in World Anvil? Who's doing this?
You guys decide. You guys decide.
In a Google Doc.
You'll do it?
I just wrote it down in a Google Doc. We got.
Okay, you're the man.
I got a bunch of.
We'll consolidate later.
All right.
Yeah, because I got a bunch.
Sure. Yeah, we'll actually do that later. Yeah.
So what's the plan here? Are you guys going to camp literally here? I'm going to give you some viable options here. You could camp in this room. You could go back to the room that was previously the priests' kind of bed chambers, the head priests. You could go back. You could drag everybody out and go back to the cave that you spent last night in if you want to just be nowhere near here. Of course, you have to drag everybody around to do so. And of course, this is a temple complex in a ruined and abandoned city. There were other buildings outside that you could make camp in if you so desire. I just want to know where we're going to hang out, and then we're going to take probably a 5 or 10 minute stream break.
I don't know how long it's taken the party to figure this out, but I rolled my 1d4 and Aelith wakes up on her own in an hour.
Everybody's like, so where do we sleep? And Aelith's just like, I'm fine.
Yeah, she just pops up.
I think a happy being down to 1 hit point. I think a happy medium would be to drag or carry everyone else, all the unconscious people, back to the priest quarters.
Okay.
And lay them out there, and we get. Do we want to do a short rest or a long rest there? Can we do a long rest yet or no?
I think we can do a long rest.
I would strongly encourage you to do a long rest at this point. I mean, you're going to level up.
I'm pretty sure that we haven't. We can do it. We can do.
It'd be kind of foolish.
Has it been long enough to do a long rest, or do we have to do a short rest now?
I think I don't know. How long have we been in the dungeon? Is it nighttime? Is it afternoon? Midday?
You guys can take a long rest. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
the DM said take.
Let's put Calric in the mummy's tomb.
What?
Classic prank.
Son of a bitch.
Classic prank.
It is Calric.
You're a
Calric
mummy.
wakes up in there. He's gonna freak the fuck out.
Is that actually happening?
So, Greg,
I just need to know if that's happening.
Play the Final Fantasy victory music. Did we level up?
We did, but if you do that, I will get in trouble for copyright issues.
I'm not playing it.
I see.
It's metaphorical.
Yeah, you guys level up as soon as you take a long rest, and we should do that while we take a 10-minute break.
Okay.
So, guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to throw up the "Be Right Back" video, run a commercial. Stay tuned. There's more D&D to come.
And I will not be in a coffin.
No, unless you guys are
Yeah,
serious about that.
put 'em
Just
in
so you
there.
know.
Put him
Don't
in
do
there.
it. Don't do it.
I'm really glad. I'm glad I had this influence.
Sorry for the extended delay, guys. We are back. Everybody's been leveling their characters. Everybody's very excited to do so, and so I apologize. It took a little longer than expected, but let's roll right along. So the party moved back to the priest's chambers, where they previously dispatched a bunch of ghouls and zombies, and took a long rest. And everyone is coming around now. And let me just paint the scene for me, because I need to know what you guys brought with you. Did you bring those crowns with you? Etc.
Well, I didn't bring anything, I don't think. I think I was brought. So I don't think it took them an hour to figure this out. But Aelith is up first, so all of you wake to see her. She's sitting cross-legged, and 5 feet away from her, there's a raven, and she's just locking eyes with the raven. And she cocks her head, and the raven cocks its head. She goes back, and the raven pulls its head back up, and they're just staring at each other.
And we see this happening now.
Oh yeah, there's a
Yeah.
raven right there.
I'm gonna turn to Unadov, just whisper like, Unadov, was that thing here the whole time? Where did that come from?
I don't know, but I'm glad you see it too.
Yeah, I just kind of just brush it off a little bit, and then
Aelith looks at you all. She hears you talking. She says,
you want to
I
explain
summoned
your friend
him.
here?
I summoned him. He is my friend.
Is he
Come,
also...
friend. And then the raven just flies on her shoulder. What'd you say, Calric?
Right. Is he our friend as well? I'm just kind of like looking at very freaked out.
She smiles.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna like pull out like food rations, like crackers or something like that, and just start breaking pieces off and like testing, just like throwing pieces at it.
It eats it like a raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it behaves like a bird.
Because it's gonna like Calric, because Calric does not like it. We're gonna be friends because I said so.
The bird accepts.
So it doesn't peck my eyes
your
out in the middle of the night, because I'm sure that's what's gonna happen.
I love how you're terrified of everything about my character.
Yeah, it's the magic, man. It's just weird. All the stories that I've heard on the seas, like sailor to sailor, no, don't trust you guys.
Good.
Yeah, what else is
You're very
happening
wise.
sailor to sailor over there?
Whoa, come on. PG-13, okay?
I don't think that's a term that would have been in use, but sure. Zedekiah is kind of looking not too pleased with himself, and he's sitting, away from you guys. But he's fixing his tea. He's got his little fire going and his pot, and he's boiling up some water, and he's preparing up a pot of tea. And he's got his cups out in case anybody wants to have tea with him. But he's also kind of sheepish. He seems to have lost a bit of his swagger.
Aelith, amicably enough, if you can imagine that, she comes up to Zedekiah and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "It is okay to accept your failures. That is how one grows stronger." And then she takes a cup of tea.
Oh.
Mm.
Trevor takes a cup of tea and says to old Zedekiah, you know, just because you completely failed at your tasks, we had to cover you over and over again. Rest assured, you are still the best wizard in this group.
Aleph nods in agreement. Yes, he is the best wizard. He's the only wizard.
Calric is frozen, just like waiting for Trevor to explode, because that's obviously what's going to happen next.
Zedekiah pours you a cup of tea and just says, "Thank you." And then
Trevor says to Calric, don't be scared. What, you were in the room. Okay? Zedekiah is not able to do the things you are afraid Zedekiah can do. Completely unable. It's fine.
Calric's just there with like a bowl, just like, right.
We all have our, none of us are perfect, especially Zedekiah.
Speaking of, is anybody hungry? I mean, I'll gladly make us some food, as long as we can just change the subject a little bit. And, anybody
Don't
want
ask
some
Zedekiah to make you anything.
Oh,
Probably screw it up.
Are you hungry? Let's.
When I wore the
all right.
crown.
Calric's just gonna literally start pulling like stuff out of his pack, and start, just puts like a pan over the fire and just starts throwing stuff in there to make some food.
As Calric's cooking, Aleph turns to Unadov and says, "I have seen beyond death in the boundaries of our cosmos." Then sips her tea.
Just shaking my head, just stirring stuff up in my mouth.
Unadov says, "Is that where your new friend came from?"
Yes.
Unadov's just gonna go eat with Calric now.
Yeah.
I'll grab a cup of tea and I'll say to Zedekiah, I'll say, as much as it pains me to agree with the witch, you will learn more from your failures than you ever will through book learning.
This is true. I can attest to that. I mean, you seem like a very capable wizard, but failure is a great teacher, if you will. He's just going back. I'm just gonna start serving up plates of almost like a I don't know, like a bean mash. Like some baked beans kind of deal going on with think baked beans with bacon. Just mutton chunks in there and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all those beans. That's good.
Good stuff.
Legumes.
Legumes. Interesting. He Aleph,
Yes.
what else did you see when
I saw the crystal. What was it? A pyramid or a tower?
it's actually it's a room. It's literally
Oh,
just
so-
like a box.
Okay. I was in the crystal room. I saw the robed one whose face was made of stars. Beyond that, I felt the angry, hungry hatred which rings our universe. And beyond, I went to the void, home of the Elder, my master.
Zedekiah turns visibly pale when you mention the star-faced man. You saw the Man of Stars. You saw the Man of Stars. Okay. Well, fate, the cosmos, the fates have chosen to teach me a lesson in humility, rather than one in Arcana. And he just sort of shrugs and sips his tea.
That would appear to be the case.
Is there anything else you hope to find in there? In here?
It's all in Aelith's mind now. Well, there are other Kaharavastrian ruins, so I'm sure I'll have another chance at this.
What about these scrolls? Have you read through them? Anything worthwhile?
No,
pull
I
out
haven't read through them.
scrolls.
I've been very unconscious for a while.
I hand him the scrolls from the bedroom of the priests.
A moment, please. I have to. He says, "Oh, yeah. Let me spend some time with this. I'll work on these. Thank you." I appreciate that. No, seriously, thank you. Yes, and he begins working on them, reading them. Well, how long do you guys stay here in this tomb before making your way onward?
Well, I don't think we need to stay any longer than our long rest, right?
I think we found everything in this place, right?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Trevor says to Zeddy, "Hey Zed,
Yes.
Steady.
if we left here right now, you think maybe you'd be missing something? Wish that you'd found something that you didn't? You seem quite glum."
There's more downstairs.
Well, you see, I really wanted to interrogate that mummy, apply the secrets of his mind, and rightly so, you've cut its head off, which makes that somewhat impossible now. And so, I'm just generally adjusting to sort of a new reality. I was very, very, this was going very well, and then it went very badly. And, I've just got to make my peace with that. And I don't know that I have yet. But
I think it went very well. I learned great knowledge.
that's okay.
Well, what about those crowns?
Yeah.
Well, if you have any
We've got
other
the
mummies
crowns.
around,
Zed, you're more than welcome to put them on.
Oh, Greg,
What
with the
an
one that
offer.
the mummy was wearing, can you see like the nails on the inside now?
I mean, you had to pull the nails out to remove the crown. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I meant like you pull the nails out and like toss them to the ground, or they just like chink out and they can like slide in and out. You know what I mean?
They come out, but you understand that they're a package unit. Like you're meant
Yeah,
to
yeah.
put them in.
Okay.
Yeah. They're not like on retainers or anything like that.
Yeah. Interesting.
He says, "Well, if you have any other mummies around, I would be thrilled to repeat that experience." But
Is that how those things work? Can you
Yes.
just put that crown on anything?
no,
Hmm.
it would need to be. My understanding is it would need to be a Kaharavastran undead, a mummy, a creature prepared specifically for that purpose.
And what do you think the chances of finding that would be?
as I said, there are other Kaharavastran ruins. So, you know, my quest continues. What can I say? What can I say?
Are there any clues in the scrolls?
Yes, actually. These are communications from the high priest of a city to the north of here. I'm not 100% clear on its location, but this is helpful. I have to check back against my notes and see if this helps me figure out where it might be.
Where is the body of the mummy now? It just turned to dust.
Its head, I mean, it in the absence of this is out of character, right? Like in the absence of the magic that was motivating it and holding it together, it was an 800-year-old mummy or 1500-year-old mummy that you guys have been beating the shit out of. So it's just like a piled up crumble of corpse parts.
Okay, but the rags are there. Would they be?
Yeah, all the wraps and flesh and all the mummy parts are still there. Whatever you guys want to do with all that corpsey stuff is your business. You know, in another time and place, you could be grinding that up and selling that. You know, mummy dust, very valuable.
Aleph is.
Does anyone know that?
Aleph is gathering.
I'm talking
notes.
about Victorian impotence treatments.
Aleph would be harvesting bits from the mummy. Absolutely, she would be like carving off nails and plucking out teeth and like putting them into little containers.
Yeah, I feel like we could assume that was done before we moved over here. Or no, because you were knocked out, right?
Yeah,
So-
no, I would do it after breakfast.
Yeah.
Never before breakfast. I never ever dissect
Like
a mummy
you do.
before breakfast.
I
made that mistake
I needed
once.
a good breakfast. Friend and I were waking up, and
Yeah.
now it is time to salvage what we can from the mummy.
I'll go
Where
with
you
it.
shattered its mind. I could have asked it more questions.
I'll go with her just to make sure she's safe.
Sure. Okay. So we've separated the party. Calric and Aelith head back into the interrogation chamber.
It was great last time.
As we're walking over there together, I'm gonna turn to Aelith and just looking at the raven. You're like, is this something that your people do often? Summon the ravens?
She lets out a laugh that I cannot, but she lets out a very hearty yet raspy laughter, and it ends when she runs out of breath. No. No. Only I do this.
So can you summon any bird? And we're like, generally like Calric's just making like ridiculous conversation with you as we're walking. More like, can you just summon any bird? Like, what about monkeys? Can you summon monkeys? You know, because he thinks this is just a legit. Because it looks like just a legit raven, right?
So yeah, it looks like a raven.
Yeah.
She says, "No, I brought friend. He was given to me by the elder to aid me on my quest.
Yeah.
Sorry, is his name Fred or Friend?
Friend.
Mm-hmm.
Friend.
Fred's
so the
good.
whole-
Fred's a good alternative.
So the whole walk over there, Calric's just asking like ridiculous questions, not knowing what this thing truly is. More or less, just like, what about like an elephant? You know? And then like once we get there, Calric's just gonna like cut a piece of the mummy's wrappings, like a little square of it, and then just stick it in his pocket and wait for you to be done. While he goes on and on, like wondering, like, what about insects?
Aelith
summon insects?
answers every question flatly, and she says,
Yeah.
"I can only summon friend." You get
So-
that answer
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
Back in the main room there, back in the priest chambers there, we have Trevor, Vorian, Unadov, and Zerashaya. Zerashaya is just asking you guys casually, where off to next for you all? Trevor, Unadov.
We're heading toward Calric's hometown. Does anybody remember what it was called?
Oh, yeah, it's Blutzern.
So we were
Blutzern,
heading
yeah.
towards Blutzern. Calric has family there.
I see.
What about you?
Well, he's pointing at these papers. He says, I think actually I'll be heading north from here. I may make my way to Quare, but more likely, I think once I get back to my my baggage, I'll be able to find the location of another such ruin, and then perhaps I'll meet some other friends, and they will assist me.
How far do you think you're traveling?
Days across the desert. Many days.
Trevor
Opposite direction of Blotzern, for sure.
Right.
Trevor says, Unida, you have any interest in joining our fair wizard here, north, to fail at your mission with him? Maybe completely miss the mark on what you aim to do? I'm just joking with you. Zeddy?
Wow.
Yo, you are gonna blow up.
He said so many times, I'm not a good wizard.
I just look at my my wizard friend here and give him a look of like sorry for, him.
Just showing the viewers at home where all these places are in relationship to each other. So, you guys are right about here. If you guys are all looking at the map of Quom.
Yeah, somewhere around there, right?
Right around there, yeah, exactly. And another 50 or so miles to the ferry. And from there, it is, 60, 70, that's 114, 100 and... It's like 300, 400 miles to Blutzern. He said he was headed somewhere up that way, so like 180 miles, he figures, into the desert, away from anything.
With more, Trevor says, with more, is up north, is that more Caravastrian relics?
That's my hope. That's my hope, he says. I hope so.
Another ancient city?
Yes, actually. Yes. It's very exciting. It's very exciting for me.
And what is it you hope to find there?
Spells.
This
if
star.
I'm honest. Spells.
The man with the star face?
Yeah. Well, if I'm to be blunt, I hope to acquire spells and the knowledge to create spells, and a better understanding of how magic itself works.
And is that what you would have asked the Star
yes.
Man?
In so many questions, yes.
Okay. Well, it seems you've...
The Kaharavastrans...
okay.
The Kaharavastrans prepared folks against their will by teaching them certain things to look for and seek in the afterlife. Now... and they will have done that, one presumes. And so by knowing what to ask, I think I may have gotten different answers than Aelith, who's left the room. She was kind of going in there blind, and seems to have gleaned some insights from it. But I do honestly see it as a wasted opportunity. Unfortunately.
How upsetting. But I'm sure you'll find something positive in all of it, huh?
Well, I always try to look on the bright side. I was feeling really
Exactly.
very, very glum about things before, but I'm coming around. I'm feeling a little bit better. Unidov, thank you for bringing these scrolls to my attention, these letters from High Priest. I can't make out his name. It's Kahara Vostron. Very difficult to pronounce for me. It's the impossible language. And, yeah. And so, it's... Yeah. Doors and windows and stuff. Feel that, yeah.
Wow.
Silver linings.
I mean, so cavalier with the fact that he just had, we almost just were mummy lasered, and he dropped down. He brought us in here. Trevor is kind of pissed about. Yeah, as much as you're so jovial and nice. This is such bullshit that you're just oh, well, okay, we didn't find it. You almost all died. You got absolutely nothing from this except some shitty crowns that I don't really want. And now I'm going to leave you. I'm going to go up north.
I gained eldritch knowledge. I actually enacted a character feature. That was part of my... Unlocking ancient mysteries is part of Aelith's deal. So that was great. I had a great time.
You all did this for me.
Trevor, do you intend to express any of that to Zerashaya, or are you just going to keep kind of snidely undercutting him?
I'm gonna voice my opinion. I'm gonna say some of that in a friendly, in all honesty. I have to say this. We've gone into battle with you, Wizard.
Yes.
We've gone into battle with you. My kinfolk have almost perished at the eyes of demons and otherworldly beings.
Yes.
And you sit there with your tea and a
Absolutely.
smile. And I can't help but be a bit upset. Respectfully, I am a bit upset with you. He's trying to just be as cordial as possible.
Zerashaya says his demeanor changes instantly the minute you start saying that. He's like, no, friend. I hope I can call you friend still. You have every right in the world. You all do. Unidov, you of course, and Vorian. Your name was Vorian. You guys have every right to be very upset with me. You're absolutely right. I failed to prepare you properly. I failed to prepare myself properly. I was really way in over my head. And thank you. Let me just say thank you so much for saving my life. Truly. I really mean that. And I just want you to understand, from the bottom of my heart, that, truly, I am, I just have to say it. I have to admit it. I'm a weak man. I have a weakness. That's what it is. I have a weakness. I can't help myself. I just have this thirst, this quest. I can't explain it. It's an obsession. It's crazy. And now it's happened again. I've roped another group of perfectly innocent bystanders into this. And here I am, And honestly,
Unidov, go for it. It's all you.
I'm not a good person. I tried to tell you that before.
Is he gonna cry?
I'm sorry. Did you say another?
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Yes, I guess I did say that. Yes, I did. Oh, they were such lovely people. They were great people. Some of my, I don't know if I would say friends, but associates. Definitely associates, for sure. Absolutely. There was, Gortho and the girl. I apologize. I forgot her name. But Gortho, he was such a good friend to me, and he just, yeah.
I glance.
Oh, I forgot about Zeres. Yeah, she was good people. She didn't deserve that, you know. She just burst into flames while I was looking at it, just right in front of me. It was a nightmare.
See? He was the one that did it, I'm telling you. Is this about
You
the
aren't
time?
there. You're not there. You guys are. you and Aelith are out of the room.
Say, is this the moment we get back? Callie,
No,
It could be. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's whatever Greg says, but I'll be honest. Ayla's pretty thorough in her mummy scavenging. Like, there's a lot of components.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely picking it apart. Yeah. She's
Calric's
got like
just-
little bone knives and stuff that she's cutting bits of mummy off. Yeah.
Yeah, Calric's just sitting against the sarcophagus, looking out the door, just kind of like sharpening the blade, just waiting for you to get done. Not looking because it's disgusting.
Right. But again, they're having their scene whenever we come back.
Yeah, you guys can come back here. Yeah.
I'm a little oddly willing to overlook the wizard's failings, and what I'll say to him is that I wish him well in his journeys, and that if he does encounter any from my sanctuary, the sanctuary of the universe in the order of the Sun Soul, to please advise them that our sanctuary has been raised, and that I am headed for Blotzern. They may find me there for as long as we will stick around.
Okay, I will do that, friend. Are we parting ways? Is this our farewell?
Wait,
I would like to roll insight to see, does he actually intend to help Borean in any way at all?
Sure, absolutely.
I want to hear what happened to Gortho.
10.
Tell
He
me
does.
more.
He does intend to.
Okay,
Does.
Aelith doesn't say anything.
If you ask about Gortho, he asks you, do you know what a displacer beast is?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
Was it the tendrils or the jaw?
It was, you know.
You couldn't tell. It was in two places at once. I understand.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it started eating and then tore him in half, and it was very fast. So he was
I can
alive for a
vividly
long
imagine.
time after that, and you know, I don't like to think about it. I don't like to
I
think
am thinking about it right now.
Wait, how big is this thing?
It's big.
It's
big.
the size of a panther. Have you
Bigger.
seen a panther?
Aelith.
No.
No, you probably haven't. A big cat. It's a big cat.
Aelith,
What?
can you turn that, and he points to the raven, into a displacer, please?
No, I cannot turn it into a displacer beast.
Well,
Friend-
if you guys are leaving, I should. Let me bestow my blessing upon you. And he starts. He closes his eyes a moment, and then he clasps his hands together, and he rifles through he's got a little feather that he blows into the air, and then he draws on some paper, and then that erupts into flame in his hands. And I don't know if you guys are going to stop him or not.
Arcana 22. What's he doing?
Nothing. he's
Aelith starts laughing. She's just having a great time. She claps like a kid being shown a magic trick.
Yes, and then he just says, "May the sun always warm your brows, and that you find good friends, good kin, and hospitality wherever you go."
You are an entertaining man.
You are an entertaining man. Who is that? That's the loudest keyboard in the universe.
That's
Sorry.
John.
John, man.
Me?
Whoa.
No,
Get
it
some,
wasn't
No,
me.
it's me.
Look, hands up.
Get
Hands
some
up,
shock
hands up.
absorbers on that bad boy.
Me.
Whoa.
It's right next to the microphone.
No.
That
There it
kind of key,
is.
is that you on blue switches there or clears? Those are loud.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Yeah, so as he's doing that, you can note, you noticeably see Calric just kind of standing there, not doing anything, just sweating, waiting for
yeah, exactly.
the firestorm to rain down on us. So yeah, he's just leaving. He plans on leaving us here, or are we all gonna walk out together?
Well, you all walk out together, but you guys are kind of. It sounds like you're
We will
parting
part
ways.
ways on the road.
And
Yeah.
we do have those crowns, correct? Like somebody has the crowns in there.
Oh, sure.
bag?
If you guys didn't take them, Aleph definitely took them. If nobody else took the crowns, they're absolutely. Aleph will put the crowns in her backpack. I'll write that down. 2 mummy crowns. One with rods.
I will say that he does ask you if you intend to keep those.
Yeah.
For now. Why? Do you want them?
Well, yes, actually, I have I honestly do you know how to, I have use for those.
I
Yes.
do know how to use them. Yes, I was interrogating the mummy earlier.
You were. I understand. Yes, that is fair point. Fair point.
I think I shall hold on to them.
So he travels. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that's
go on.
it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Please finish your thought. I apologize.
No. Like, if he doesn't have any other reaction to that beyond me saying I'm going to keep them, then it's fine.
Yeah. What is I don't know why it's not. I have this little thing that's supposed to bring up your passive perception.
My passive perception is 11.
Oh, I see.
I'm not very perceptive.
However,
Because I'm a
am very
little bit
perceptive.
spacey. I don't know if you noticed. Just a little out there.
You're a little bit, little spacey.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Does anybody have a passive perception beyond 15?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Vorian, when you see him deftly picking through the satchel that the crowns are stored in and lifting them, do you stop him?
I do.
Okay, you guys are out on the road when this occurs. You're just about to part ways.
Aelith turns, and I presume once Vorian makes a move to stop him, I'm aware.
Well, how do you
happening.
stop him, Vorian? How do you do it?
I just grab his wrist.
Okay. Oh! Yes! He immediately starts saying, I left a spell component in there, actually.
Allow me to fetch it for you.
Yes,
Release
I think I
whatever
did.
you are holding.
Of course, yes. It is. Oh, this is just the crowns. My mistake. I'm so sorry. I had no idea.
Yes.
I look at him. Surely you will not break the goodwill we have built together.
I would never do so. No, I swear, and he rolled a 24 on deception, that I left in here a bit of bone dust. I thought that's where it was. I'm out of my mind.
Greg, I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. Is this a wait, first off, what are
When I
this?
hold a copper piece, there is a verbal and somatic component.
Okay,
and
so
it
he knows
requires
you're doing this.
concentration.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read that right now. It doesn't seem... Either way, the target knows that you are probing into its mind. Yes, I start reading his mind. It starts with surface thoughts.
Yeah. So he's thinking, "Oh God, I've bungled it. I've been caught. Crap. What am I gonna do? These guys are gonna kill me."
I'm gonna concentrate more, and I'm going to try and dig deeper, and see what his whole deal is. Like, what is he actually about?
So he is about acquiring. He's on a mission, man. He needs to get to this. He needs those crowns so that he can interrogate the next mummy he comes encounter with. He's worried that there won't be one there.
I search his mind a little deeper, and I ask him, "Friend, what did you seek to find from the man in the robes?"
Sorry,
crystal-
were you talking to the crow or your crow friend or to Zed?
I should have specified. You're right. Sarashire. What did you seek to ask him? And whether or not he answers me truthfully, I can kind of figure
Right.
out the text.
Wait,
So-
can I lend help to this by
What
like
he
coming up
says out
menacingly?
loud is, I wanted mastery over the cosmos and arcana and of life and death, as does anyone else. But while he's doing this, he's talking with his hands very verbosely. And Unadov hears a completely different story. They've caught me. For the love of God, help me. Help me. He's screaming at you in Thieves' Cant. Cover for me while I get out of here.
We're in Thieves' Cant?
Yes.
Fuck, charlatan. I love it.
It's so good.
Uh-huh.
And I say, you've been faking it this whole time. I also say this in Thieves' Cant.
We have to be careful about how much conversation we have in Thieves' Cant, because there has to be you have to say something else. You have to say something.
It takes
that
about like
comes
5
out.
times longer.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Then I just say, why?
Sorry, hold on a second. Skexy, Thieves' Cant is back, man. It's back in 5th edition. It's right there in the book.
It's a thing.
So, why? I need these, is what he comes back with. Meanwhile, saying, like, to Aelith, just like you, you have a need to plumb the secrets of the cosmos, to expand your understanding. I'm just like you, really, honestly, seriously, really just like you.
His deeper thoughts about what does he know about the man with stars for a face, robes.
He's an outsider who travels here amongst us in a source of mad wisdom from another realm, from beyond, and it's difficult and dangerous to grasp. But that through him, greater and terrifying powers are accessible.
Excellent. Cool. Well, Aelith will. It's about a minute. When the spell that detect thoughts ends, he can feel Aelith's mental probe release. And she looks at Zarashai and says, "Good luck to you on your travels. Try not to have so many tells."
He puts his arms up. Seems like he's about to say something, and instead just laughs and starts walking away. Yeah, I guess that's it.
I would like to try the duck liver donuts now.
Now that I can help with.
So,
Aelith,
Yes.
what is the plan with those crowns?
I will study them. We may, as the charlatan said, there was some truth mixed in his lies. There are other Caravastrian ruins. There are more knowledge.
It just
There's more that can be obtained.
feels like there's just something not right about those. I don't feel like that's something that we should just sell off to some random trader.
I have no intention of selling it off. I intend to keep them in my possession.
Good. And he's gonna pat you on the shoulder and turn you around. It's like, now, let's talk about the donuts. And he starts going into the recipe and how it's made and stuff like that to
Are you picking
anybody
my
that's
pocket?
listening.
No,
Sleight
you're
of hand.
Oh God.
No.
Aelith, Ayla's on the lookout now. Someone tried to take her crowns once. She
Yeah.
likes her mummy crowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if we're just traveling,
So
Yeah.
you guys are about 2 days down the road from the what do you call it? From where you're headed to the ferry, to where the ferry is, and you. I'm going to advance the clock. So it's 2 days of travel on. I'm assuming you make reasonable time. You leave in the morning. You travel down the road. You have a cart with an ox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Everybody should consume
horse.
a day's worth of rations. You had a horse. I apologize.
Yes, I've been keeping track of rations.
And you, on the distance, there's a dust cloud coming up from the road ahead of you. And as you see this for hours, you come to the conclusion that this is a load of ore. It is some kind of a caravan carrying ore from the mines.
We may seek safety amongst numbers. Travel with them.
I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to catch up to them or not.
tell me again about the party coming through.
No. So they're ahead of you, and
Yeah.
you basically can see that they are moving slow. So it's up to you whether or not you want to intersect with them, because they're traveling in the same direction as you. You guys have the ability to speed up your pace enough to catch them if you want. It seems to be, from where you are, a caravan, or coming from the mines that you had previously escaped. That's what this road is primarily used by, is loads of ore headed down to the ferry.
Are there any slaves?
You can't tell anything
We can't
about that.
tell,
This
but
is-
Aelith,
okay.
Aelith is suggesting that maybe we travel with them because the roads are crazy dangerous, and there are a lot of them.
And again, I find myself just ever so uncomfortable that I agree with you.
You see, we are friends too.
Oh.
I'm concerned that there may be slaves in that caravan, and I'm
If there
not,
are, we shall free them.
Then I also agree with you.
Okay.
All is going according to plan.
I'm now more uncomfortable.
Discomfort increasing.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys move a little bit quicker, and by mid-afternoon, you have caught up to this caravan. It is 6 ox carts. Wait. I do want to pause for 1 second, because this is a thing that your characters would be... This may change your decision. I want to back it up. I just realized this. I should have told you this. You would remember this. You have a cart that you stole from the mines when you left. Now, it might be a universal cart. It might be a common design. But it may also be very easily identified as coming from that mine by somebody who is familiar with it. That is something that might be at the forefront of your mind when making a decision about how you want to handle that. And if you guys stand with your decision, that's fine by me.
Yeah, honestly, Calric, I don't think it would cross Calric's mind at all. If he sees the cart, when we see the cart, the first thing he's thinking of is slaves, and whether or not he can convince the rest of the party that we should free them.
But
and
it seems like
how
the whole
bad of an
party is
idea that
already
really
there.
is. No, I meant us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Aelith would probably recognize the similarities and still make the same suggestions. She's confident in her ability to intimidate or, persuade them.
Yeah, I'm
Out
just
of-
giving you guys an opportunity here to retcon that decision. That's all I'm saying, because this is a piece of information you guys should have been thinking. You would have known, but you may not have been thinking about, because it's
Got it.
weeks
We got the warning.
previous for you in real life.
We got the warning. Potential
Unidove-
TPK. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unidove is actually a little more cautious about this. Unidove prefers to lay low. So I'm definitely for figuring out whether there's some slaves in the caravan that maybe we can help out, maybe at night, but I don't necessarily want to get too close and potentially get recognized.
So you will investigate their camp at night? Maybe take the monk with you, for he is quiet as well?
I'm comfortable with that.
We hang back for the day's travel, make camp a safe distance away. If they are friends, if they are foes, we know what to do.
Or we could do something super D&D and use a disguise kit on the ox to make it look like a different part.
Oh boy.
No, yeah, I'm just joking. I like the idea of sneaking up on their camp.
Yeah, we have this eyeshadow. I'm sure that'll be sufficient to
Yeah,
disguise
right.
the
Just a little
ox.
red paint on the lips.
Totally different ox.
Mohawk, yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
Not the same ox.
So the plan now is that you will follow from the distance you're at, and then when they make camp for night and you make camp for night, actually Unadov and Vorian will charge in and investigate. Okay, that works. So Unadov, Vorian, you stand on a rise alongside the road, which is all dirt. You know, it's a desert. It is a dry, sandy, rocky, craggy place. The road kind of winds between mesa and rise and cliff, and there's really just not much going on here. So to your and you move up to the left, so the south side of the road, up a rise. You hide behind, you're up on you have the vantage, and it's dark. It's dark. Actually, let me find out exactly how dark it is, because I have a moon phase thing now. It's actually a quarter moon, so it's not super duper dark, but it's fairly dark. And the caravan has circled, and they have fire, and they can't detect you at all, because when you have a fire, you have no ability really to see beyond it, actually. And so you have I would actually say that it's not even necessary to roll. You guys could take 10 and be undetected from where you are. And you can hear them quite well. They're just discussing the road. There are 6 carts, and that means that there are 18, 19, 20. There's like 21 people down there as far as your count goes for the caravan. Mixed, male and female. And they are, you don't know, I don't think you get anything specifically that tells you if there are slaves amongst them, or if they are slaves, or what the situation is here with these people from where you're at. It sounds like they're just having very normal conversation about, like, how's there's an ox named Lurvis the ox. And,
Laruvis?
Laruvis the ox. Laruvis the ox has been a little bit lame, and they think that maybe they need to reshoe it. Just like very casual caravaneer conversations going on. These lentils sure are great. Oh, yes, indeed, yes. I do love a good lentil. More quail's egg, please. Thank you. Oh, yes. And they're having a drink and a meal.
What do you think, Florian?
Do I gather? Are there a lot of? Is this approximately all of their traveling party that's around this fire, or are there people not?
They're all around the fire for dinner. I mean, depending on how long you watch, folks will part away and set up bedrolls and go to sleep in their carts or underneath their carts, or as they do.
Nobody's in shackles or anything.
No, there's certainly nobody in bondage down there.
Okay. Do we see any weapons brandished?
Not brandished, but you would be crazy to assume that they were unarmed.
Right. Okay, no, but there doesn't there seem to be any intimidation or coercion going on within the party that we're watching.
Right.
Okay. So I say that it's like these do not appear to be slaves. I mean, when we were slaves, we were bound, and these people seem to be here willingly.
They also seem to be enjoying their food, and from what I remember of the food in the mines, we didn't enjoy it.
That is correct.
Well, then those are carts full of profits from the slave mines.
Coming up with a new way to justify this. We're gonna do this shit. I like it.
But there are no slaves to free.
Well, perhaps we could perhaps we would be wise to go with our original plan and ride with them until we reach safety. There is no need to create conflict out here. There are many more of them than there are of us.
I'm not sure I want to cast my lot with them. I feel like we can handle ourselves, but let's go back to the camp and talk to the others.
Well done.
So you do. How does that go?
Yeah, so you guys just fill us in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that much. Coward just looks at the two of you. Honestly, guys, it doesn't matter to me which way we get there. Whether or not you want to go with them or not, I don't see much of a difference.
They travel at a slower pace than us. We will catch up and pass them eventually. When we intersect with them, we either decide to tag along or we leave them in our dust.
You don't know exactly how far it is to. You're sure it's only about another day to the ferry, and that they are also probably going to the same place. It would be kind of unthinkable if they'd be headed anywhere else. So it seems likely that you would, if you pass them, it won't be for very long because you're all heading to the same direction. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Basically, it looks like we can just travel at the pace we're at, and it doesn't seem like we're that far away anyways.
Just wave as we go by.
Yeah. Like normal travelers do on the road.
Right.
Well then, let's do it.
Right.
The night passes without event, and that's basically what happens. You guys pass their caravan about midday, what you would consider to be like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the following day, unless you tell me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just rolling by, I think Cowrick would at least just like give like a friendly nod, unless they engage us in conversation.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so it is the 21st of Acratia, which is a month on the calendar, when you arrive in the ferry. Now, as you approach the ferry from a distance, you there's a few way out here, far away from the ferry complex. You can see now, you come down from a rise, and so you can see below you, spreading along the river, which is just a ribbon of blue, wide ribbon of blue in just sand. I mean, there's just sand right up to it on each side, dunes. Very little growth along the sides of the river, just a few scrubs and grasses down where there would be mud, but for the most part, the desert comes right to it. And as you approach, you find that there are... Nope, I scrapped that idea. Ditch that. What's wrong with me? I was going to have there be piles of charcoal cooking out here in the distance, but then I remembered what I was working on. I was like, no, they wouldn't have charcoal. There'd be no tree. There's smoke rising from where the ferry complex is. There is apparently a very large fire burning down there. It is... as you get it closer, you get the impression it is constrained. There's a furnace running, a smelter. They are, as you get closer, you come to the conclusion, with your limited knowledge, that they are melting the ore into ingots before they ship them, because that would be stupid to ship rocks halfway around the world. And that's what they are doing. And so as you, it's a nasty place. There's several low buildings, very ramshackle huts, some of them made of old, dried boards that would have been salvaged, some mud and clay, more permanent kind of adobe structures like you'd see here, like you saw at Goodwell. Small 1-room, 2-room houses for people who work here. You get the impression that nobody stays very long. There's a huge brick furnace, though. It's just this massive cylindrical chimney, and it has a door. It's open at the bottom of the chimney, and there's just people who come in with cartloads of coal, actually. Dump it in there. It's just a raging fire, lots of noise, very sweaty people working in as little clothing as they can get away with. And they are casting ingots of copper that come pouring out of the front of the furnace in channels cut into the sand on the ground and pool up into blocks that are then chipped out and prepared for shipping. That's the whole process there. There is a larger kind of adobe structure, fairly permanent structure, that is, perhaps 800 yards from the blast furnace, safe enough away to be comfortable, so to speak. And then there's actually the ferries. There are barges down there at the river, docks, and there's a couple of docks. There are 3 docks, fairly wide, that reach out a little bit into the river. And at them you will find barges tied up all the way down the, not necessarily all at the dock, but like tied up, one at the dock and then several more kind of just like tied, anchored, really, staked into the mud of the riverbank, waiting to come to the dock to be loaded. And there are 2 dhow, which is a style of boat. You guys can look up. It's a sailing vessel, has a lateen sail. That are, one is at dock and the other one is out in the river, and occasionally you see cast nets thrown from it. There's people fishing there, and that's sort of the lay of the town. You assume that there's probably a place. These are hard-working folk. There's probably a place, a tavern or some kind of a place to get a drink as well. But you don't exactly have the lay of the land from where you are approaching town. This is what you see going on as you approach from the hill.
Gotcha.
But we don't see any clear sign of where a ferry, like a dock.
I told you about the docks with
Oh,
the
right,
barges
right, yeah.
and the
Okay,
and
yeah.
the
I would head
boats.
there. I mean,
Yeah.
unless we're don't we have a bunch of food? We raided the dude Lavoc's house. Like we
Well,
have.
I hope that you've been tracking that, by the way. So, because it was
Yeah,
3
I've been
days,
cutting rations.
4 days of travel, basically, with the stop at the temple, the what's wrong with me, the ruins. But your dungeon master requires a brief bio break, if you will allow it. And if you guys want to take a 2-minute break as well,
Yeah.
that'd be fine.
Let's do
No,
it.
I'm cool.
So I'll be right back. You know what? This thing's bigger than it looks. There's a lot of water in here. Just water tonight, but there's a lot.
Water.
Yeah. I've been producing too much content lately. I gotta watch it. But all right, guys. I'll be back in just 2-3 minutes tops. Okay, so we're back, and all of you guys in the chat notice, if you look at the top of the chat, I threw up a poll that I would love for your feedback on. So I know this is something that other D&D streams do. They let I would love to. It's not even about. It's complicated because I just kind of want to involve the chat room in the game somehow. It's not like I need your bit money. Bits is money, Evan. But that seems to be the way it works on Twitch. So do you guys want to be able to purchase inspiration for characters or affect the outcome of the game or whatever with bits? We tried it with the death save, and it was very tedious having the chat room kind of poll. It kind of slowed everything down. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I'm trying to figure out ways to make the chat room, the observers, a part of this game somehow. So if you can give me an answer on that, I'd love to know. And if it's not overwhelmingly yes, I probably would. I'll go back to the drawing board and consider other options. So, how do you guys roll into town? And let's say it is late afternoon when you arrive, because we said it'll be 3 days. So it is currently, let's go with 5 p.m. Roughly. Well, nobody has clocks, obviously, but it would be like the equivalent of 5 p.m.
Oh, Greg, we use channel points for stuff also.
You could do stuff with channel points. I don't even know how those work yet, but that's something I should look into.
All I use channel points for is putting unicorns on your emojis.
Neat.
I can highlight my text and make people look at it more.
Yeah. So it's a
I
clear,
like that part.
It's a clear sky, and it is clear sky and about 55 degrees Fahrenheit on the 21st day of Akrasha by the Droshian calendar. I also created a Nomasian calendar, completely different. Okay, so there you go. Tell me what you guys want. How do you guys want to do this?
So if it's passage that we're looking to get downriver, I mean, I can easily come by that. I suggest that we sell the cart. I don't think we're going to need this.
Well, we can bring the cart on the ferry. Otherwise, how do we carry this whole kitchen worth of stuff?
Calric just looks back at all the stuff, like, longingly. He's like, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, Calric, we're in your hometown now. Is there anyone?
Whoa.
Drop by anyone?
You're not in the hometown. Stop.
No, we're not there yet. We're
not?
You are
we're
at
on
a tiny
the river ferry that's going to take us all the way down the continent
Yeah.
to where Calric's
So
from.
here,
Where are we on this red dot?
you are here exactly, Anthony. You're looking.
Yeah.
Anthony is looking at the map.
Okay.
Blotzern is here, and so this is like tiny little like ferry stop / ore smelting facility. That's all that's here. There's really not much here. It's a very minimal town.
So mechanically, with the sailor background, I'd be able to find us passage down the river.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So it's more or less just, can we find a place, or can we find a boat or a ferry that can take the cart with us? So I mean, that's kind of where Calric is about it. If you want, I can go down to the docks and try to find us passage with the cart.
Yes.
I turn to.
Need assistance?
No, maybe you should stay here. I turn to Trevor. Trevor, maybe if you want to come with us, because I'm sure we might need to work our way downriver, but I don't think we'll have a problem with that.
Works for me. Let's go.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. And maybe if the rest of you want to go find us lodging for the night.
How are the outskirts of town looking?
They are very
You're asking the
outskirty.
wrong person. to
They're
find
very
lodging.
deserty. They are very outskirty.
I specifically look at Unadov.
I'll find a tavern.
Aelith stays with the cart. And the ox. And all our stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Okay.
Unadov wanders off on her own to find a tavern.
So I just want to one of my patrons who's here in the chat, Eyes of Sin. I have to interrupt the game for this because it's too cool. She has, while we've been playing, been drawing Zerashaya the wizard, and
No way.
So
Yes.
we've got a portrait now for Zerashaya, and
Thirsty wizard.
I'm gonna have to. Unfortunately, I
Link
think that
it.
there's. Yeah, I'm working on it, dude. Just chill, okay.
No.
I'm going to activate this scene right now. There you go. Now everybody should be able to see. Oh, that's weird. Wonder why.
It's okay.
Nobody should need a token to see in here. That's kind of weird, but Foundry virtual tabletop. Yeah, that's annoying though. There should not be a need for a token to see this. How did I do it in the other one? Oh man, now I feel like an idiot because like I'm just like making everything take super long.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know. But I don't understand why you would need a token to have vision in this scene. Pull to scene. Like really annoying. I guess I got to put somebody in there. Is that what I got to do? There you go, Trevor, you're in there, just so that you could take it. We could all see the amazing picture she did of Zedekiah. There it is. I don't know, guys. I'm winging this.
I don't see nothing, man.
Well, just check the stream.
Yeah, check on the stream.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
It's so sweet.
Oh, neat.
Holy.
Yeah, I threw a sunlight on there because I didn't know how else to illuminate it, but I don't know. It's not
that looks awesome.
really working the way I wanted it to. There you go. Very nice, Eyes. Thank you so much. Greg's fucking it up.
That's really cool.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's super sweet.
I had to do that. Okay.
Totally worth taking the crowns from that guy.
The way you got that light on there makes it look like we're gonna make pogs out of it.
Right.
Oh my god, let me get my slammer.
Slammer.
So I don't
stack ones?
I don't want to get too off of this, but my kid found my wife's pogs, and
oh no,
and she like makes me play. Like, come on, Dad, play this game. We use the slammer, and I'm always just like, I didn't play this game in 7th grade either. Like, I didn't understand it then. I understand it even less now as an old man.
No, I think me and maybe Johnny are the only people that pogs really hit.
I did it too. I was big into pogs.
Yeah,
dude,
spend hours.
you were like, how old were you when pogs came out?
How old do you think he is now? Rubin and I are born the same year. I'm telling you, I was like in 6th or 7th grade. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
It was perfect. I had a million stacks of cardboard nothings.
Yeah, hanging out at the comic book shop, looking through all those little bins for the right one. Yeah.
Oh, that's
you had to make sure, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, just one more time for my edification. The plan is, so Calric is going to find Passage. Is he off on his own on that mission, or is he bringing anybody with him?
I asked Trevor to go with me.
Yeah, I'm coming with.
Okay, Calric and Trevor are on Find a Boat.
Yeah.
Unadov, with anyone or alone, is find a place to stay.
That's up to Vorian, whether he wants to stay with the cart and Aelith, or come look.
Aelith is staying with the cart.
Yeah.
Correct. Aelith is protecting our ox and our cart.
Do we have all of the things that we've gathered in the cart?
Presumably.
As one normally uses their cart, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I will stay with the cart as we would be hurt greatly if we were to lose everything we've gathered.
Yeah.
But if you do find safe accommodations for ourselves and our cart, please.
I mean, just so that you guys are clear, there's no it's not like there's like a cart wall. Like, you could bring the cart. Somebody could bring the cart with them on their mission to find either rooming for the night or find a boat. Like, it's not like you can't just drive a cart through town. It's a cart.
Yeah.
So
maybe the 3 of us should go together to find it.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because as we're going, Calric's going to stop at like little shops if there's like people like hawking goods outside of like shop fronts and whatnot. Just kind of.
There's no shop fronts.
No, none of that.
No.
Okay.
This ain't that type of town.
I mean, this is a settlement. There are.
Yeah.
If there are, back of your hand, if there's 100 structures here, that would be shocking to you. There's really not that much here at all.
All right.
There's, perhaps a population of, somewhere between 75 and 150 humans, or should I say, actual sentient creatures.
Okay.
It's a small operation.
Very crowded here.
But there is a tavern. There is one kind of watering hole that Unadov and Trevor and Aelith come upon. It is it's a low adobe structure with a flat board roof that is very loose. The boards are not like tight together. If it ever rained, you would get wet inside, you suspect. There are like wooden poles that kind of like connect at odd places across the adobe walls to hold the boards up. And then out back, they have kind of like adjacent to and inside of like a kind of corralled area. They have like yurts, actually, kind of yurt. It's circular sort of tent structures that are held up by like thin spring wood that serve as sort of like, you know, guest rooms for those who are passing through. It is 5 o'clock, so there's a reasonable crowd in there. Not like crowded yet, because it's still kind of people are working for the day. But there's a group of like 6 guys who are off from their shift from the blast furnace, drinking beer. Actually, they're drinking some lagers essentially, and a barkeep whom is named Priskva. And he is a barrel-chested fellow with very olive skin, looking quite sweaty. It's very hot in here, and he's wearing he's stripped down to like just like a half a tunic basically. He's got like his one sleeve draping behind him, and he's got his shirt halfway on because it's hot and
no pants, just the tunic.
He's behind a bar, so it's hard to tell. But he's probably got something on his nether regions, and a bald head. He's got a bald head, and just like wild, like Thufir Highwatt eyebrows.
That's very specific. I don't know how many people saw David Lynch's Dune. That's a very, very far reach.
Yeah, he's just got like serious peaked eyebrows, and like ruddy, like pinkish cheeks and nose, and just looks like shiny with sweat, and seems sort of beside himself, just like somewhat like just like annoyed, just generally annoyed. That's the situation. You guys walk in, and he says, "What can I do for you?"
We're looking for a place to park our cart, place to sleep for the night, and a round of beers for ourselves.
You read my mind.
Show me your coin.
Wow. How much would it be?
Silver for the round of beers. 2 silvers. Keep your cart safe. And a silver for each room.
I turn to my friends. Well, how many rooms do you think we'll need?
Are we sharing rooms?
That's what I'm asking.
A bed is all I require. I do not need my own room. I'm used to shared accommodations.
We will all share one room.
That's a little cozier than we
Perhaps
need.
Two per room would be comfortable.
All right, so
There are 5 of us.
so 3 rooms. Do you
Yes.
prefer sleeping indoors or out, Aelith?
It does not matter.
All right, 3 rooms then.
All right.
Sorry.
6 silver.
All right.
He fixes up some beers for you guys.
I
Draws
paid
them
him
out.
in.
And 3 beers. There you go. Okay. Mission accomplished. You guys did it. That's the whole scene. You've got yurts for the night. You've got yurts for the night.
We win.
What are you doing in town? You guys aren't from around here. You don't work in the furnace. It's none of my business. Why am I even asking? Who cares?
We're just passing through, making our way down to
Blotzern.
Blutzern.
Head for Blotzer.
Friend has family down there.
Huh. You trying to get her out? Them out?
Out. Why out? What's going on in Blutzern?
What have you been living under a rock?
We have been
Yes.
slaves.
Yes.
I
Duct tape on there.
add on to that in a manner of speaking.
And literally, weeks ago.
I just continued the conversation as if she's not talking.
Yeah, well, he just like he seems like he's just like I'm just gonna ignore the crazy thing I heard. You know, he's kind of like whatever. Okay. Yeah. I guess the arrangement with Drot wasn't working anymore. They're annexing, moving to take the city, Blotzern.
Oh.
Yeah, Calric's home is under siege.
It's not much of a big deal. I mean, they're probably just going to move in, take over. I don't know. Some people are freaking out about it. It's like, new boss, old boss, same shit, right?
For most.
Suddenly
yes.
realize he's drinking a beer, and he toasts to that, actually, to himself, takes a big gulp, slams it down.
Oh man.
What about the regular
that's actually
folk?
useful.
How are they getting affected?
I don't know. I'm not down there in Blotzern. You look like Blotzern to you? What do I know? I don't know shit.
Oh man.
And then I ask, well, we'll be here for a few hours. Know where I can find a good dice game?
Got a hot hand in the dice game.
Roll them bones.
He
It's been a while.
He dumps from a small leather bag a set of his gambling dice on the table, and he says, "You throw," and he's happy to play you against his house. On that, we shall cut to the docks, where Trevor and Calric are approaching. So as you guys approach the docks, the ground slopes away to sort of a damp and muddy riverbank where there's like some grass and papyrus and lotus pads growing in the rivers here. There is one tree that's growing at the foot of the river here, a sort of a it's like a bristlecone pine kind of thing. It's got a twisted kind of gnarled branches that sort of hang low over the water. And then there are 5 short docks that kind of just step right up off the mud. They're wide, though. They're very wide to facilitate loading ore and raw materials onto and off of boats. As I mentioned, there are a number of barges with small deck houses on them, which is like, it's like a cabin on a barge, arranged wooden barges to the left, to the downriver. Yeah, I guess that's downriver, south of the docks, kind of ready to be loaded. One of them is mostly empty, partially loaded, and tied up at the leftmost dock. The rest of the docks are empty except for the rightmost dock, where there is a dhow, which is a open-ended, open hull, no deck fishing vessel with a tall mast and a lateen sail, which is of course rolled up. I wish I could pull up a good image of a dhow easily. I suppose I could actually. Here, I can just do this, and then do this, just for the folks at home who want to know what a dhow looks like. Yeah, so That's a good picture for Dow. I guess that. Wait, did that actually work? How do I open that fucking image? Open image, new tab. There you go. And then if I do this, there. See that for the folks at home, that's the kind of a boat that a Dow is, and that's what a lateen sail looks like. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and there is a small wooden shack just to the right of the docks. It's wood, and it's been like caulked with wattle and daub, so you can see the planks and then the mud and the grass. It's kind of holding it together and making it somewhat watertight, airtight. Yep.
Cool. So,
and that's the harbor master there. That's her shack.
yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a fellow by the name of Eamon.
Amen.
What?
So as Calric, comes down to the docks, he sees a tree. He's just gonna knock on the tree and start walking up the stairs over to the dockmaster.
Yep.
And knock on the door, wait for him to answer.
The door is like loose. You can basically see through. It's just like planks kind of tacked together and hanging on a pair of leather straps for hinges. And you hear from inside, "A minute now, hold on." You hear him like shuffling in there, and it sounds like you hear like a clay jug get knocked over, and it's like he pulls on. He's kind of pulling on clothing, and he just sort of like opens up the door. Seems like he's drunk. He just seems like he's just woken up. He's drunk off his ass, crawling out of bed. What? He's a wiry guy with his skin kind of like loose and sloughing off him, and he's got like a bit of gray, just like a thin gray beard here, and like a ring of hair around the top there, and olive skin. And he just says, "What can I? Who are you? What do you want?"
Well, it looks like you had yourself a good night, huh? Are you the dockmaster?
I don't like your attitude, son.
Oh, and good fun. We all have those nights. I understand.
He walks away from you as you're talking and lets the door shut between you and goes back inside.
I walk in.
It doesn't, yeah, as I say, it doesn't seem like a fuck off. It's just like, I'm not holding it open for you. I mean, you could talk to me through it. It's almost a screen door. The wood planks are so loose. And he sits down. His room is just sad. There's like a little cot on the one side, and he's got like a chest. He's got like a little, like a folding kind of leather wood crossed end table thing next to it with some like letters on it. And then over there is like a chest, like a wooden chest that's opened up in such a way that you can use it as a desk. Like the top opens up and you can write inside there. And he's got like some notes in there. And it's just like he's got a clay jug in his hand, and he's just like sits down on the bed and starts drinking.
Cool. So when Calric walks in, he's gonna reach down, he's gonna lift up the mug or the jug that he knocked over, and just kind of look around and say to him, like, "We don't want to take too much of your time. Like, my friends and I are just looking for passage down to Blotzern. You know of any ships heading down south?"
Well, yeah. I mean, probably in about a week there'll be 3-4 barges headed that way with war. And if you could wait that long, a week.
Nothing sooner?
Well, you could talk to Captain Aya. She's that dhow out there on the dock is hers. She's well, god damn it, I don't know where the hell she is. She's somewhere around. She's probably doing
What?
Is she more?
What was that? Trailed off there for a minute.
I think we just saw a guy have a stroke.
So is this somebody more to hire to go down? Because we have no problem working our way down. I'm looking to get back to my ship.
You can book. I mean, you have to talk to the barge captain. You could book passage with one of them, or you could try to hire. Hey, she's either out fishing or somewhere in town. There, she'll take passengers sometimes. I don't know about all the way down to Blotzern, but maybe she has business there.
How would we? Trevor speaks up and he says, this, what's her name? Aya?
Ah, yeah, that's her name.
This Aya. What does she look like? Where can we find her? We need sooner passage than 1 week on a barge. We need a captain, a fit ship, and a sane captain. We need a sane captain, and we need a fit ship.
Yeah, sane. Yeah.
Greg,
Well,
is there a cup around?
no.
Like looking around, he's just drinking straight out of the jug. Is there like a cup or a
It's like
bowl
a big
around?
moonshine jug. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like a cup or a bowl around?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Nah.
Yeah. No, he's got a jug. He's fine. He's got
No, I
a
was
jug
looking
and no
for me.
company.
I
He's
was looking
set.
for
He's
me.
good.
I was gonna take some of his booze, but I wanted like something he didn't drink out of.
No, you got that.
All right.
You can ask him for a pull off his jug, but that's not how this guy.
No,
That's
sure,
kind of
let's-
drinking. It's not that kind of drinking.
Yeah, spit swapping. I'm good.
Honestly,
Do it.
I mean, this is the Bronze Age. Do you really think you care about that?
Yeah, they don't
Normally,
know
no.
about
But
germs.
Normally, no. Normally, no. But this guy, nah, I'm not into it.
Okay. Yeah, well, she's got she can get you quicker than a barge too. The barges are slow, they're slow. Pole barges, a team of guys with poles poling them down the river. You're not from around here. Drink some more.
No, I just said I'm from Blotzern.
Oh God, why are you going back, Blotzer?
Home. Doesn't everybody want to get there eventually?
Well, okay, if that's your business. Yeah, so Aya, she should be around. Where the hell would Aya be? Where is she? What does she look like? Yes, what she look like? She's like, well, she's about 5'5", about 210 pounds. Very broad at the shoulders.
Whoa.
She's got very. She's got strong forearms, brown eyes. She's big forehead, wide forehead, curly hair that she keeps tied up behind her. And she's got a nasty scar that runs here.
Jeez.
And
Unfortunate. Surprised she didn't jump in the ocean.
and a crooked nose because it was
Oh, no.
she broke it in a fight. But so she what we're talking about?
Oh, wow.
You guys are headed down to Lotst?
Blotzern.
Blotzern. Oh, the end of the river.
Mhm. Have you ever been?
Oh, not in a few years. Not since. I knew a girl in Blotzern.
Oh, I just look at Trevor and just roll my eyes. Here we go.
I did, though. I knew a girl in Blotzern. He looks kind of wistful and trails off.
Well, that's just great. All right, let's we're just gonna leave you to your jug there. We'll be on our way. Thank you for the information. We appreciate it. And Calric's just gonna get up and start walking
What's your
out.
name?
What do you say?
What's your name?
Calric.
I'll
I'm
let her
Calric.
know if she's around. I'll let her know you're looking for her.
Thank you. I
She
appreciate
shows
it.
up. You staying at the tavern?
Staying at the tavern. Yep.
I'll
You do that. Thanks.
He just kind of lies back down and goes back to sleep. Shut the door on your way out.
I do not shut the door on my way out.
All right, that's that. So as the sun sets, things get a little bit later on here. You guys hang out. What are you guys doing in the interim?
Drinking.
Drinking.
And I'm feeding Raven little bits of trail ration.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all night. I mean, more or less hanging out in the common room, just getting local news because I feel like this is the first time we're really interacting with people.
Well, when does
outside.
Cowrick join it? As soon as Cowrick, do you like approach us? When you see us in the tavern? Because the first
Yeah.
thing that happens is Aelith would tell you what's happening in Blotzern. She would tell you that there's like a foreign force coming to take over.
And who told you this?
The barkeep.
Are you guys in the bar?
Yeah.
He's very nosy. He just chimes in. I told him.
Yeah, Calric like
Don't call me a liar.
jumps up, pushes his chair over, like throws his chair behind him, and immediately like rushes over to the bar to like talk to this guy. What is happening? Tell me everything.
You're knocking over my furniture. All right, listen. Basically, Drought has decided to annex Blotzern. They're not happy having an embassy. They're going to take the city, the state, you know. I don't know.
Through force.
Well, I think they have some agreement with the Doge, but, you know, the folks are not so happy about that.
How long ago have you heard of this?
Came upriver about a week ago.
And what about the people?
You guys always asking me about the people. What do I know about the people? I know what I
Yes. Have refugees come through here?
No. So, for the record, by the way, Blotzern is on the Dacian coast, and there's a number of Dacian city-estates, all of which are independent. Blotzern happens to be the northernmost of them. It wouldn't, like, you would expect that people would either go to Fott or Lutz instead of heading upriver into the desert. It doesn't make any sense. Like, unless they're, you know, the entire region is being annexed, which doesn't sound like it is. You wouldn't expect people to come this way. You also, being Blotzernian, would know that there is an arrangement for many years now between Drosh and Blotzern, that they're kind of a protectorate of Drosh. They are an independent city-state, as are all the Dacian city-states. But
You're talking about Blotzern.
Blotzern,
Yeah.
which is a Dacian city-state.
Yeah.
Blotzern has a very close and cozy relationship with Drosh. There is a very strong Droshian presence in Blotzern, and it sounds like this is not the idea that someday Blotzern would be absorbed into Drosh, the Droshian Empire, is not exactly a surprise to you, seeing as the Droshian Empire is expansionist and, you know, in the business of expanding. Okay.
Yeah, I think that would all kind of make sense. More or less like asking about the refugees to see if they've had anybody come up this far.
No, nobody's coming upriver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nulmas would be the place to head if you were trying to get away, really far away from Drosh. And Meinensfach and Quer are north and also independent Bedsai cities. But no, it's only been a week since he's heard this information, so it's not exactly like you would expect to see streams of refugees. It's also possible that this has been a largely peaceful annexation. It could be pointless.
Yeah. All right, so Calric's just going to get up and walk back to the table and just kind of lose himself in his own thoughts.
Yeah.
Calric,
Mm.
do you need to free your home?
I don't think so. As long as
You put that on me? Fuck.
I mean, as long as the people are treated fairly and are still there, then it's just a change of government.
Sometimes you civilized folk care very much about who orders you.
Listen, none of that matters to me. I mean, it's just as long as we have our freedoms, it doesn't matter who sits in the higher chairs.
You think you're free in those cities?
He just seemed like, what? Yeah, I'm just worried about my family. I mean, the sooner we can get down there, the better I'll feel. But it sounds to me that it's been mostly peaceful, as far as I can tell.
Who did you leave behind?
My mother? My mother is there. I mean, like I've told you before, she runs the bakery. I mean, everybody loves her there. I mean, we've never had any problems. When I left to work on the seas, I always told her I would come back, and I just hope she's okay. She's fine. She's fine.
Is she old?
No, I mean, she's not ancient. She's not super old. No.
Then the
She's-
chance of infirmity or disease taking her is slim.
Okay, all right, yeah. And Calric just goes and swigs it and gets up and walks to another table wherever they are rolling dice.
So, okay, so you guys, the tavern is pretty busy now. It's fairly crowded. Very, very hot. Very, very hot. As a matter of fact, they keep it dark because it's hot. There's just like 2 candles burning in the place. It's dark, hot. There's like, a little bit of light at the bar, and a few beers are traded. Occasionally, Priskva will bark something at somebody to cool it or get out. There's it's a rowdy place. These are men and women who work in a blast furnace and or loading on a dock. It's a very rough and tumble kind of. I wouldn't say boom town. It's a town of necessity, right? The door kicks open. And in comes a very broad-shouldered woman, whom by her visual, you recognize her description. It is Captain Aya. She has 3 gentlemen follow her in with each one has a keg on their shoulder and then another one that they're dragging behind them. And she just yells out, "Behind the bar, boys!" And they drop it in behind the bar. And then she announces, "Around for everybody." And then she sits down at the bar, puts her feet on the bar, and drinks a beer that is put in her hand in a swig.
What was her name again?
Aya.
Aya.
EYA.
I'm going to write that down.
And she says the name of a fish and says, "All salted for you, Priskva. Good stuff there. Good catch today. We salted it all up. It's all salty. All salty fish." And that's Aya.
Okay. Calric immediately gets up and goes over to the bar. And is she sitting at the bar?
She is.
Yeah. Calric's going to go and sit
She
down
has her
next.
feet on the bar.
Yeah, Calric's going to go and sit down next to
Bare
her.
feet.
What'd you say?
Bare feet. It's a
my kind of
Tarantino
woman.
scene.
Yeah, Calric's going to go sit down next to her. And, are you Captain Aya?
Yeah, I heard you were looking for me.
Yes, we're looking for passage downriver. We're willing to work. You have room for more on your crew.
She looks at you, looks over your hands. She goes, "You look like you know your way around a line, but I've seen the people you travel with. And anyway, I have a crew. It's a straight. If you want to go, I'll take you. It's a straight up. It's a ferry. It's a ferry job. I have to charge. You have money?"
Think we can deal with that. Yeah.
She thinks about it. 50 gold.
So, as somebody who's sailed, who is a sailor, that would be astronomical, right? I would
No.
know that.
Depends.
Or no?
It totally depends, I think. What she's thinking is, and I can, well,
Do you want me to do an insight?
it's more than you want to spend, but it doesn't sound crazy. Wait, no, maybe that is crazy. Stand by. I have to do some math. I might want to retcon that, actually, because I have to think about the local economy for a second here.
Because I feel like Calric would know whether or not, like, a ship captain's trying to get one over on the... You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it'd be 15. It'd be. I said 50.
Yeah.
It's half as much. It'd be 25 gold.
Is that what she says? 25?
Yeah, she says 25 gold.
For all of us in the cart?
How big is your cart? She says.
Is it out front? I would just point to it.
She says if we take the wheels off of it, the axles, we can load it. But it's going to take up most of the boat. And that's going to cost you extra. And I can't bring any horses.
Yeah, I think we can make do with that. When do you plan on leaving?
When do you plan on paying?
I'll walk over to. I just hold my finger up and I walk over to the table with the rest of them, and I let everybody know what you said, how much, and I'm willing to put this money up myself just to get us there. But how do you guys feel about the cart?
The cart.
The cart.
Vorian, I think you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
That's right. I didn't know
Aleph says we should take that which we do not wish stolen into our rooms.
Yes. Vorian, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I say we're taking this boat all the way to Blotzar.
Yeah.
Then I think we may be wise to divest ourselves of this cart. Perhaps whatever wealth we have, we should consolidate. We should consolidate what we need and use the rest to help those who need it.
That sounds like something I can get behind.
I'm
Yes.
alright with that.
Yeah. All
The
right.
coin is heavy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the 50. Or I'm gonna take the 25 gold. Walk over to the bar, and just toss it at her feet, and we're ready to go tomorrow if you are.
Perhaps we could convert our if we have much currency, much coin. Perhaps we could convert it into something lighter like gems.
She actually, yeah, there's a lot of gems for sale here. You look around.
I don't know.
You just go down to the jeweler, obviously. She definitely picks up the money with her toes and transfers it to her hand, rolls it across her knuckles, and it disappears into a pouch that you don't see. She's wearing kind of like a leather long jacket. She just disappears the money into her pouch. And she says, all right, we'll leave in the morning. My boys are getting a drink on. Me too. So not so early.
And Cowrick just kind of gives a chuckle and says, "Hey, have you heard anything about what's going on down in Blotzer? Is there anything that we should be prepared for?"
I haven't had much reason to travel there since, honestly, I make fairly good money here fishing and selling them fish. Occasionally we get travelers that need a passage, and I'm available for hire if they have the coin. So I haven't had any reason to go to Blotzer. But I do hear from the barge captains who come back occasionally. It's mostly Throsh has taken the city. There is some, from what I understand, resistance to that. It seems ridiculous, honestly, but people want to. They don't like the flag that's flying over the. I don't know. It just seems. She's just basically saying it seems crazy to get bent out of shape over who claims that this is theirs. Your day to day doesn't really change, right? But
Exactly.
Some guys want to throw their lives away about it. So there's been fights. There's Dacian guys. Those Dacian guys with their bravado.
Right. It's just all too much. I mean, what does it all matter in the end? Things change constantly. I mean, it doesn't matter who's up there. But no, I'm glad we met. I'm glad this is the way we're going. And Calric's going to, call the bartender over and order 2 more drinks and slide one over to her, and then pretty much spend as much time as he can just conversing with her.
Ooh.
She slides it back, barks at you. I buy my own drinks, and then turns her shoulder to you. See you in the morning.
The hell? Who turns out free drinks?
You just paid her a lot of money.
I look at her and I just shrugs like, well, more for me then. I just start swinging it back. How about a game of dice?
She gambles.
Who are you asking? Are you asking the party
also,
or the captain?
No, the captain. More or less just like trying to hang out with her
gambles.
all night. Yeah.
She gambles. She'll play with you. We will calculate everybody's gambling later, unless we want to make an actual. I should actually come up with an actual. We should make a mini game. We should have a mini game for dicing.
Dude, can you do that?
Yeah, I could come up with the rules for that.
And we need like a Pazak. All right, that's a Knights of the Old Republic reference.
Yeah,
Let's
I got
see if
that.
anybody got that.
I got that. I think that what is it that the Witcher people are into is Gwent.
Gwent is fantastic.
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know.
It's great.
We'll come up with a mini game for the gambling, since that does seem like a feature of our setting, actually. There should be mini games for that. There should be things like that. Yeah. Okay.
Man.
Well, you're depending on how wild unless you guys start a bar brawl, that basically your evening passes without incident.
So how did we do the whole situation? So there's 3 rooms, 2 people share a room, 1 person gets a room to themselves.
Aelith suddenly has a very different manner of speaking.
No. That was out of character. The in
Okay.
character was, who do I share rooms with?
I think Aelith gets her own room.
Okay.
Share it with the bird.
Come, friend. I
Oh, that's
open the door,
true.
the bird flies in. Yes, the roof is strange. Shut the door behind me.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. Whichever room I fall asleep in is fine with me.
Yeah, I mean they're just tents, so they're not
Yeah.
like very secure.
All right,
Um,
I'll take whichever room is closest to me.
Okay, well, so the next morning, well, not too early though, as Aya says.
No.
So you will find, if you don't show up too early, her and her crew making ready at the dock.
Cool. Yeah, I think the first thing that we do in the morning is get all of the stuff on the cart that we want to keep on ourselves,
You guys
more or
can
less
sort that
backed
out.
up. Yeah. I think we
Decide
can just-
how you're basically going to, how you're planning to divvy up.
Yeah, because I mean, I got a ridiculous amount of like copper pieces.
I feel like
Like party
we
loot.
should. I feel like since this is, I don't know, session 7 or 8, and we haven't actually sat there and looked through our loot, that's maybe something we should do between sessions.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
You mean that's
Here's
not
what we'll do.
riveting?
Yeah, I'm
content?
not sure everybody
Okay.
wants to watch us do math for a while.
Yeah, no, we'll call that a variable. We'll say that variable we'll retcon whatever you guys decide to bring versus
Yeah.
how you sell it for it. Trust me, it's not going to be a factor in wrapping up tonight, which I think we're going to do reasonably soon. But we'll see how this.
Decide the
next
fractions with bits. Come on.
So you guys show up at the dock at what you would consider to be the equivalent of 12:30 in the afternoon, just past noon, so not too early. And she's loading stuff onto the boat. She's directing some guys to load stuff onto the boat. It's it's a nice dhow. It has a single mast, big lateen sail, open. She's got a small deck house at the back of the boat, and that she'll use as her personal quarters. Otherwise, it's open. and they're just loading in barrels of rations and water and so on and so forth to head down river. She sees you guys approaching, kind of waves, and she says a few more things to the guys who are loading the boat, and walks over to you, Calric, and pulls you aside.
Yeah.
Says, "Listen, I'm talking to you because you're going to understand this. The fellas on the boat are a little uncomfortable with the Raven girl."
Yes, no. Listen, I completely understand. I mean, obviously, as a sailor myself, I've heard all the tales. It took me a long time to come to grips that one was so close to me, one of her kind. But I can assure you, she's been traveling with me for some time, and she is relatively harmless. I mean, you do not want to be on the receiving end of her spells, but...
Oh, so she is a witch.
I mean, is it not obvious?
Am I in earshot of any of this?
I just thought she was kind of like a hill person or something.
I'm not in earshot of any of this.
You can. We can roll dice.
Hold on, I'm gonna do.
Let me roll perception just to see if I hear it.
Yeah, please do. I would say it's 10 plus. If you're trying to hear it, you can hear it.
I am trying to hear it.
You can hear it. Yeah, that's
I'm a
stupid to make
busybody.
you hear it.
I got a 14.
You got a 15 anyway. It doesn't matter, but you got it.
Okay. I mean, Aelith approaches the captain at this point. Does my presence frighten you and your sailors?
I think you're just like your presence frightened me in the beginning. But as I was saying, Aelith and I have been traveling for some time. Greg, I'm gonna roll persuasion if you want me to.
Yeah, you should.
I can assist technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you roll with advantage.
All right.
I do my best, politest smile.
Your call, Greg.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about three different things at the same time. You're rolling persuasion because you're trying to persuade. What are you trying to do, Aelith? What's your plan?
All I'm doing is giving advantage to the roll. It's assisting. I'm assisting him on the roll.
On the basis
so I'm doing that by trying to smile politely, or her version of it.
Yeah.
Which,
okay.
as the chat noted, is very creepy.
Yeah. So you have an advantage, sure. 3.
I rolled a 3 twice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So more or less, I'm saying to her is like, listen, her and I have been traveling for a long time, and as somebody who's been on the seas myself, I mean, I'm sure you've heard all the stories as well as I. When I first met her, I wasn't too sure myself, but she's been a solid friend. She's definitely somebody that could help us out in a tight pinch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hairy situation for me. Honestly, I don't know.
Is it the bird?
Well, why don't you call the boys out here and let me talk to them?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. She ignores Aelith and focuses on Calric. It's going to cost more money. I just have to think about the risk I'm taking because you understand, right, that there's one of me and I have a crew. And if they decide that they don't want to sail with a witch, they'll kill me. That's it's a mutiny thing. That's a thing that, you understand.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
No, I understand. Yeah.
You understand. It's very dangerous.
And if it's greasing of the palm that's needed, then with plenty of grease.
Yes, I'll get the grease from the cart.
Please, yes. Hey, let's go do that.
She walks off.
Yeah, she thinks, I don't know, I think probably 50 additional gold pieces probably to transport your witch.
All right. Yeah, I mean, consider it done.
Oh, Calric is the world's worst negotiator. Okay, cool.
But listen. The way Calric sees this is something's going on. He wants to make sure everything is okay down in Blotzern and just wants to get there. And if
Yeah.
it takes throwing all this free money that we found to do
Yeah.
it,
That's true.
I'm on board.
She says, okay, wow. All right, great. You have the money?
Yeah, I'll hand it to her.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. She's just like...
Right when
cool,
she gets
cool.
the money, Aelith comes back with a jar of grease.
Good. Now, Aelith, if you mind, just...
What are you... Unadov, what are you doing during all of this?
I am watching what else gets loaded onto the boat.
So, roll perception.
Okay. Eight.
Yeah, but
I had too much to drink.
you have secret bonuses that you don't know are being applied. So there's a young man, a half-elfish fellow, who is rolling barrels onto the boat, and you catch a glimpse of him in just the right light, and you instantly recognize him as Dillit, a guy you used to travel and perform with before you were a slave, who you have not seen in some time. Ari's camera is on the move. It's freaking me out.
Is it an earthquake? I don't know.
And he briefly, you're pretty sure he sees you, but he betrays no sign of recognizing you at all. Gets back to work loading the boat.
Huh. All right. Is he just rolling
He's loading the boat. He's working the
by
crew.
himself?
No, he's with the crew. He's part of the guys on the boat. They all know him.
All right.
Dylan.
I eavesdrop a bit. Are they using his real name or is he going by another name?
No, he is traveling by another name. He's traveling
Okay.
under the name Troby.
Okay.
Guys, I have a whole language here. I push generate unique name. It spits out a name. Troby's the name that came out, okay?
Look, I'm not
Troby.
going to fight because Troby is the easiest to pronounce name
Troby.
that you have come up with so
Yeah.
much.
I agree.
Like,
Go to hell.
I can remember Troby.
Yeah. Well, that's his name. Troby.
Cool, I remember it.
Put a little roll in the R there.
All right. I listened to their conversation a little more. What are they talking about?
They're talking about sailing with a witch. And they're like, I don't know what is that thing? The crow. I don't know. Who does that? What is up with that? And one guy, this one old saw's like, I've seen people with parrots, but I don't know. I don't like the look of it. It's got the evil eye. And Dillit / Troby is just sort of like agreeing with everything everybody says around him.
All right. I'm not going to blow his cover. And I'm also not going to mention it to the rest of the party. I'm just going to try and keep an eye on him during our journey
Yeah, sure.
for a bit.
Wait, do we hear this too? Do we hear them talking too?
No, you're away from the dock
Okay.
talking. This is all while you're having a very
Gotcha.
front of your mind conversation
Okay.
with a boat captain.
Gotcha.
So, she tells Calric, okay, give me another 2 hours to prepare since you have the loot, and get out of here. Disappear for 2 hours. I don't want to see you for 2 hours. I don't want anybody to see you for 2 hours. And then he kind of she gestures towards Aelith.
Yeah.
Disguise her. Goodbye.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Just turn around and start walking back to the party. Listen, guys, we have about 2 hours before we need to be here, so let's go get lost for a while.
All right, well done. We can do that.
Right.
Okay.
So
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk around just to kind of keep myself busy.
what are you guys going to do to disguise Aelith?
Bathe her.
Yeah.
And change her
Yeah.
clothing.
Yeah.
That'll
bathe
work.
her.
When you bathe her, Do you ask her to do it yourself, or do you do it for her? I just need to. No, I don't. I don't need that information. I'm kidding.
I mean, if you ask Aelith to like clean up and look less like a witch, she'll laugh and then she'll go to the river and clean herself. She's not an idiot.
Man, that disguise kit's coming in handy this session.
And then yes, you can use the disguise kit if you want to like dye her hair or something. I don't.
No, I was joking.
And so 2 hours pass. Do you guys do anything on that downtime, or you just disguise Aelith and return to the boat?
Yes.
Disguise
and for
Aelith.
the record, the bird is not in sight. Friend
Okay.
has vanished.
Friend has vanished. Very good.
Good old Fred.
Friend.
Yep. Good old Fred. No, it's friend.
Friend.
With an N.
I can tell you how to say friend in Droshi if you want to know. Do you want to know?
Sure.
Friend would be you're gonna hate this. Yevnulka.
Yevnuka.
Yevnulka.
Yevnulka.
So you return, and she has a different crew, except for a couple of you recognize because you were looking so carefully at them, Unadov. You recognize that your friend Dillet is still here, and one of the other kind of thick-necked fellows, and then the other two guys who she had loading the boats, they're gone, and in their place is a very old man who has just like a cloth around one eye. He's missing an eye, and just him, just one old man. And so that's the crew now.
I'm gonna find the captain.
And she says that she's ready to. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna apologize for the trouble we might have caused with your original crew.
It's fine. Just get on the boat and go. Let's go.
Whoa.
I'm gonna start grabbing stuff. It's like I'm working for this because I'm.
Nope.
'Cause
We
I
paid a
am-
lot of money. It's fine. Get on the boat. Let's go.
I'm
Yeah.
from Blatzen.
Once we
Just-
leave town, it doesn't matter. Let's just go. Let's just go.
All right.
And you leave. And I think that's a great place to end our session. You guys are headed downriver to
Whoa.
Blatzern.
Into the devil's mouth.
And I think probably the next several
up for
sessions will cover travel to Blatzern, but I don't know. I have to think about that as a DM.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, is this? Are we going into our Joseph Conrad Heart of Darkness phase? Like, is that what's happening now?
I mean,
I hope so.
It could be. It could also be. What's that? Oh God, I just watched it too. What's the one that?
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
It's the same
Oh
thing.
man.
Where they
Platoon?
No, where they drag the boat over the mountain. What the hell is that movie?
Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah. You're right, Ed. It was Jaws.
Well, they needed a bigger boat.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Never get off the boat.
now you're
Never
driving me
get off
crazy.
the boat.
I am going to look this up briefly because now I need to know. It's Werner Herzog. It's a Herzog film. It's great.
Is it
It's great.
Fitzcarraldo?
Yeah,
Is
Fritz
it just
Corrado.
called Portage?
Fritz
Look, a
Corrado?
lot of people have thrown the name up in the chat,
Yeah,
and by a lot I
Fitz-
mean 2, and one person repeated it.
Fritz Corrado.
So that's 2.5.
Yeah, call
Hidalgo.
it.
A classic.
Fritz Corrado.
3.
Good movie.
I've
So
always
you-
wanted to make Werner Herzog into a D&D character.
If only we were killed by that mummy, you would have had the chance.
You joke. I made a cleric in Forgotten Realms who's Werner Herzog, and I did my best Werner Herzog impersonation, which is terrible.
so you have in real terms, you guys, I've just checked on the map, you guys have 360 miles of river to traverse to get to
Alright.
Blatzern.
Wow.
So it's a long trek.
Lots of
Um,
pirates to kill.
Potentially.
Pirates.
So that's our
cool.
session.
I could deal with pirates.
Yeah. It was a different one. We had a combat at the beginning, and then we kind of had opportunities for combat that we decided not to take up on, and we did a lot of role playing. I think that was cool. I was happy with that. You
Yeah.
guys all went up a level. There's now a bird
That
in the
was
party.
sweet. Yeah. bird.
And we learned a little bit about the lore of the world, so that's cool.
That's
Yeah,
right.
all that mummy stuff, divisions, that was all wild. That was
Yeah, that was
some
crazy.
crazy stuff.
Right.
Anyway, we're going to end the session here. Thank you
Thanks,
guys for tuning in. Everybody who subscribed and did the bits and all of that stuff, thank you all so much. That was really extreme. It's always
Appreciated.
obviously appreciated. And,
That's really awesome.
Very nice of you. Wonderful of you. I threw up a poll a while ago today about how you guys want to interact with the stream, and my first thought was to do the bits thing. I didn't feel like the voting was really overwhelming, and I don't really want to introduce bits component at this point if it's not overwhelming. But if anybody has any ideas for how we can bring player interaction into this stream, let me know, and I will we'll talk about it. We'll bring it up to the team. And also, Eyes of Sin, thank you so much for that amazing drawing of Zed. That was great. Fantastic. All right, guys.
Great. Post a link to H2D2 for anyone who wants to catch up.
Great idea. In fact, what I'll do is even better. I will go to my thingy here, and I got this. This is a playlist of all of the live streams we've done that have made it up to H2D2. There might be like a 1 week lag or something like that getting to H2D2.
there's some delay. And the first session, our test session, is gone forever. Our session 0.
Yeah, I fucked up on that. So
You didn't
my
miss
bad.
much. John wasn't with us yet, and we were all crammed in Greg's garage.
It's just
was
like technical
cold.
difficulties and echoing sound. So
Yeah, it was the first hour and a half was not good.
And like toilets flushing.
Yes,
Toilets
a lot of toilets flushing.
yeah, in the garage. All right, guys. Cottager, Eyes of Sin, Agrippa, Honest Fictionalist, Evan Hoffman, and I'm Drunk Y'all, and Disaster Cat, and Brian. And I've seen all of your comments, and it's been great having you guys here. And I hope to see you guys next week when we do more Dungeons and Dragons. We pick up Going Downriver at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night.
All right.
Say goodnight,
thanks,
Gracie.
guys.
Night,
Good night,
folks.
Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.